Oh, we got audio now. There we go.
Hello? What do you change?
You just replugged it in.
I just unplugged it and plugged it in. Now it's working.
Yep.
Technology, everyone.
Congratulations.
Sometimes you just need to unplug it and plug it back in. Thank you for making us aware of that, Scary Rar. Appreciate
Hey,
it.
Bryce, as he's driving. Sound.
Sound. We need sound.
I was group. You can see the group behind me.
Yeah.
Kyra's going all Grizzly Adams.
Oh, seriously, I know. I don't know.
His team is in the finals.
My team is in the finals.
I mean, Nate's playing Ponder and Delver, and things are happening.
Oh, I should probably go over there, huh?
Yeah, we probably should.
Sorry.
So Nate versus Crystal. Crystal plays. Oh, she's on like Big Drazi.
Okay.
Glimmervoids and whatnot. Cloud Drazi. Glimmer. I don't know what to call him at this point.
Oh, Nate Crystal. Oh my goodness, what is wrong with me?
It looks like Nate's on Blue Red. He might be on Grixis. She's definitely on Big Eldrazi. Or Eldrazi post.
Normally she just plays normal Eldrazi. But she plays it with like an I've seen her play an Eldrazi conscription in her Eldrazi deck.
I know, she really likes it in Modern too. It's one way
Card
to play the deck.
Card should only be tutored off of Sovereigns of Lost Alara or whatever.
When Mythic was the deck.
Nate's playing a normal deck? Wait, hold up.
I mean, he just wastelanded a Cloud Post, so like things are happening. Yep, that is correct.
I know. I don't know why I switched that.
You just want things to be your way.
It's just been a minute, okay?
Hey, look, there is an Eldrazi that's a 3-3. Endless one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, Kirpami. It's like I just like let my beard grow on my face, which is actually like easier than not letting it grow on your face.
I've heard.
Yeah, like, have you ever tried to stop growing hair on your face? It just
doesn't work.
It just doesn't work.
I mean, it would make sense if Nate's playing Rug. He's really into that, especially if there's a Hooting Mandrills involved. Oh, did we see a Hooting Mandrills? Then yes. He loves that thing. And there's a 5-5 that's getting forced. Hi, Storming Dirt. Zach, we're missing you here. Canadian Thresh. So what's the team that the Golden Knights are playing in the finals?
We don't know yet.
Oh,
there's a game 7 that's like tomorrow night.
Jeez.
Yeah. The other two teams are going to game 7. Trace and
the Golden Knights just rattled off 3 in a row, right? Or 4 in a row?
4 in a row. They lost game 1 and then won game 2 through 5.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you're just really good at life.
Sometimes you just sometimes you just are a brand new team and you all show up at the same place and just everything meshes, I guess.
Apparently.
Man, I could go on and on about this, but like at the beginning of the year, like, you remember what analysts were saying about the Golden Knights? They, like, every analyst projected them in the bottom 5 teams in the league, as they should. Like, that's what I thought, and here they are going to the Stanley Cup. Ugh.
Oh, that Abrade on that 3-3 endless one feels so good.
Yeah, Marc-Andre was amazing, and he's been insane. Like I debatably better than he's played in the past. Goodness gracious, he's so good.
Oh wow. Thought not seer, and she gets to just eat his hand alive. Zero's on the other side, but okay, that works. You know, these Thought Not Seers look excellent, Bryce, when they're out of focus. I really like how the
they look good on camera, that's for sure.
They look really good on camera.
A Braden Legacy?
Braden is actually seeing quite a bit of play in the Grixis and Rug Delver decks. That's for Reality Smasher.
And to make matters even more weird, FC Reaper, like, Abrade is like one of the best cards in Vintage.
Abrade is
literally really good in Vintage.
Like, oh, that card wrecks people's faces. Well, Nate, draw a Lightning Bolt. Abrade is super good in fair decks.
Exactly, Kirpami. It's like he's just that good. Like, Here we are. Here he is going to another Stanley Cup. Like,
well, didn't he have? I mean, what was the
last year? The Penguins won. He was on the Penguins.
Yeah, exactly.
The year before that, the Penguins
There's
won. He was on the Penguins.
Or was that a? Jeez, I mean, some days.
He wasn't the starter last year though, right? Kerpamies? I don't think he was. I know he played some games in the playoffs, but
that was a race. Jeez, that Reality Smasher, like, Nate had to draw the lightning bolt there or he lost the game. That was Nate's. Yeah,
and he did get it?
He got the lightning bolt off the ponder. It was the second round there. I love how there's Kerpamies 1979. He probably came just because he knew we were going to talk about the Golden Knights in the Stanley Cup.
Seriously. Dude, hockey's been insane. I've seriously, like, I've been looking.
Now you can bet on it. It's legal.
What? Oh yeah, because we're going to Vegas.
Well, no. I mean, the U.S. government said that states can make it legal, but the federal government can't.
Oh really?
Yeah, they legalized it.
I did not hear anything about that.
Yeah, it just happened this last week.
Weird.
Yeah.
So there's actually a chance that we'll be in Vegas during like Game 6 and 7. Yeah.
It's a good thing that I'm not signing up for any of the main events because I'm not going to spend any time doing that stuff.
Dude, you're going to be at the bar with me.
Probably. We'll probably be sitting up at one of those sports betting places. One of those
Seriously.
Casinos.
I really don't know who's going to win. The other matchup too, Game 7. So like the Capitals looked so good last night.
Dude, so I was talking to Kai about this earlier, but for the Eternal Dirtles, they were talking about in episode 3 of Return to Ravnica, Nicol Bolas is going to figure out how to artificially inseminate, I guess, artificially instill Planeswalker sparks. And so we'll have a bunch of Planeswalkers, like maybe a Deathrite Shaman Planeswalker, because I think a Deathrite Shaman Planeswalker would actually fix it.
Then they so they could make like a functional reprint almost, and then so they could ban it. So they could ban it.
But then Deathrite Shaman is only usable on your turn, which is so
it probably wouldn't even be played.
Nerfs it a little bit, yeah.
They should make the same thing. A Niv Mizzet Planeswalker.
A Niv Mizzet Planeswalker.
Because we need more guild leaders to be Planeswalkers, apparently.
Yeah, all the guild leaders. But Niv Mizzet needs to become a Planeswalker. Basically, they said that Nicol Bolas would create the Legion of Darkness, essentially, and it would just be like famous evil dragons throughout Magic's history, especially in Ravnica. And Niv Mizzet is like the main one, and he's like been trying to figure out how to gain a spark.
Yeah.
And so it like makes sense that he would do it. Yeah, see? Cody knows.
Huh. Oh, Kerpamies, you're an Avalanche fan. I'm sorry.
I mean, the Avalanches are okay.
all I know is that's Kylie and Roger's team.
Oh, okay.
And like
they go out. They actually go out there a lot, right?
They'll go to games. Yeah.
Ban creatures, Planeswalkers only. I mean, Arena Rector is here, so the world is a vampire.
So what's gonna happen is we're gonna have like all these random sparks going off just everywhere. So we're gonna have like uncommon Planeswalkers. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Please no.
I've actually wanted that for a long time.
I mean,
you could make them so easily. Like what if you had a like that you could also almost use them like a charge counter where like they have like two abilities.
A charge counter. It's similar. I mean, it's similar to.
But they can be attacked though.
Yeah.
Right.
Attacked and targeted by.
Stuff. They could have one ability and they start with like 4 loyalty and then they have a 1/1 ability. You know what I'm saying? Uh-huh. Like they could do some really interesting things with them.
I think you're right, Delbert.
I do that every time.
I think that there is so much space in the Planeswalker archetype of like card in Magic that there's plenty to do. Yes. There's some Jitte in the graveyard. It looks like you got Daggers.
I'm not sure a Planeswalker version of Deathrite would be good. Sorcery speed would kill the card.
Like, Sorcery speed makes it significantly worse.
Let's just put it this way: if they made exactly Deathrite Shaman and made it so all of its abilities could only activate at sorcery speed, the card would not be played. Or maybe it'd be played in 4-color, just because most of the time you want. No, I don't think it would.
Like,
it would kill it.
With Food Chain, if they banned Deathratch Shaman and create a functional reprint like that, I would just play Noble Hydrox.
Yeah.
Because I need the creature. I need it to be a creature, which is important. Now, what'd be interesting is if we get a hybrid creature Planeswalker type. That would be interesting.
Isn't the whole point of Planeswalker like above a creature? It's not like the whole point.
I mean, they've done artifact enchantments. They've done enchantment creatures. They've done artifact creatures. Can't really do sorcery and instant.
An artifact enchantment's like not all that different than like a phantasmal weapon.
I think the Nate game is back on. I mean, it depends on if you want to watch Bug versus Eldrazi.
No, we gotta watch this one. Canadian Threshold, come on.
I mean, Bug. It's a Bug. I like watching Bug versus Eldrazi. I think that's excellent magic. That's a good one, the Wasteland.
I think so too.
Cavern of Souls plus Karakas is still solid. Like, it's not a bad.
No, she's gonna need more.
She's gonna need another
soul lands. Yeah.
Well,
that's Cloudpost.
Okay.
Or a Vesuva. I can't tell.
I'm gonna assume it's a Cloudpost.
I would think so.
See to raise that like a tiny bit. So.
Yeah, we do. It's only right there in that corner on our whole table. Little glare. We don't know why.
It's annoying.
Yeah. Nimble Mongoose.
The goose is loose. I mean, I'd still trade the 1/1 for the 2/1.
Oh, it was a Vesuva.
Oh, interesting. It looks like it was on the Cavern of Souls named something.
Yeah. And then she found a temple.
Yep.
So there's the Thought-Knot Seer. It looks like this is going to result in a lightning bolt taking out this.
That could become a 4/4.
Oh, look. All right, which one do you want?
It's like
take the Abrade.
It's gonna matter.
Yeah, it is gonna matter. What? Bryce is here already?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm gonna go hang out there for a second.
You're gonna like go play some Magic or something?
Yeah, maybe.
Cool.
Have fun, Bryce. Sorry that you're saying that.
Right, yo, Estonia. Can you even believe that? Alright, looks like we're gonna get a game 3 here.
Hey, everybody.
We found Bryce.
What?
I knew you'd be here. I knew you'd make it.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I didn't.
Still that whole thing. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Back to the face that we're supposed to have on Tuesdays.
Hey, everybody. Who won that one?
Nate won game 1 and Crystal won game 2.
He's playing some three colors.
Yes.
Some rug.
He's not even playing Squee Chain.
Yeah, he said something about he would have had to go home to get that deck or something like that.
Okay.
We found the altar guy. Whoa!
Nice finding, Reaper.
Where is he?
Good work.
I like altars. Where? FC Reaper, you haven't been in here for a while. Welcome back after a.
He comes in the store quite often.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hot take on new Rector. Oh, we're gonna talk about that, yo. It's Tony.
Yeah.
I hope you stick around.
We've already built several decks.
You have not.
No, but we imagined.
I have some ideas. Okay.
You have not.
You haven't. I wouldn't say that if I wasn't confident.
I mean, I have. I took Nyx Fit and switched those out for Academy Rectors, and then put Planeswalkers.
So you switched out the four big enchantments.
There's an Ugin. And
a Karn and a Nicol Bolas and a big Garruk.
Busted, yeah.
Okay, nice.
And I think I'd get Ugin every time.
Yeah, that's what I said. we'll talk about that more between games because it looks like
we'll actually look at a few of the cards that we think might be some legacy-ness in them, and some really bad names. There are some bad names.
No, I think they're hilarious. I think they're so funny.
Somebody needs to be fired. The card naming guy. I mean, they can hire him again right afterwards, but fire him just to make
Rush Swamp, thank you so much for the follow.
All right, so this is game 3 that I'm jumping into here?
This is game 3. Okay. We've got a Chalice on 1 after a Ponder was able to...
Nate got no early plays.
Yeah, this is going to be a problem because what creature, like, besides Hooting Mandrills, I don't think he has any other threats that can resolve through.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't play that Wasteland last turn. I guess I don't know what's in his hand, but...
I think he's gearing up for something. Well, this is unfortunate because I think he wanted to daze this. They are laughable, but like, it's this is a set with a very, very different feel. Right?
So you actually, I mean, while we're waiting for this play to happen, you draft and do you do an 8-man draft? You know, actual rules of the set?
I think it's just sealed.
So no, it's meant to be drafted because they said something about
the partners come in pairs.
So they come in a pair, which means you draft one and then you pass it, and your partner drafts one.
So you draft next to each other?
I think so. So I think you have 4 pairs drafting. I think that's how it is. I haven't actually looked at the
I haven't looked at it either.
But that makes sense.
I mean, it works really well with sealed. It makes sense for sealed.
I think it's meant to be a drafted set, which is intriguing, right? 2-headed giant, and you get to like chat with your partner while you're drafting.
That is very strange. I feel like sealed is usually where two-headed giants.
Right. Yeah. This hasn't been done before.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah.
You draft next to each other.
See, he says, "I think though too." Like everybody's like, "I think that's how it works."
I assume. How else would it work?
Sounds. I mean, draft 2-headed. You wouldn't draft apart, like across from each other.
I found it so funny though because when they released the idea of the set, I'm like, this set's gonna be garbage, and you know my impression is only that way because I personally hate 2-headed giant. I am not a team player. I never have been. I never will be. And next thing you know, I go home that day, and then my roommate's like, "Man, I'm so excited! Like 2HG is the best." Like, and I'm just going, "Oh man, that's where we differ." Like, so never mind. This set might be okay.
Nate played a Brainstorm in response to the Thought-Knot Seer and hid a Lightning Bolt and something else. And then we saw that he just had cantrips. So now he's going to cantrip away. Sees a True Name Nemesis.
That's
nice, but he already played his land. He did that first.
But that will resolve through a Chalice, so he doesn't really need to get that into play this turn. I think he wants to resolve as many cantrips and lightning bolts and creatures as he can this turn.
So this shows the age-old debate that's been recently restarted. Ponder versus Preordain, right? If Nate had just played a Preordain here, he would have been able to scry 2 and then draw a card. He wouldn't have seen the True Name Nemesis because it was the 3rd card deep. So if he had put 2 to the bottom, he would have drawn True Name. Right. But as it is, he has to decide, is that True Name worth keeping those 2 lands on top? And what he can do is he can just draw the True Name and then fetch or whatever to get rid of those 2 cards. So Ponder works great here.
Yeah. Here's the Mimic, and then I think she's going to lose 2 life to play this Chalice again. Oh, she decides not to. This is going to be really, really rough on Nate because he had an Ancient Grudge in hand, and he was just planning on that coming back down, and he was just going to take care of it.
Wes, we're
going to.
We'll talk about it in between games here when we have a little bit of a break. We'll show some of the cards and chat about what we think is legacy playable.
Haven't had a lot of time today to really like think about the card, but I have some impressions. I have some ideas, so we'll get to it.
All right. So Brainstorm resolves, fetches away, shuffles away some cards. Yeah, so now if Crystal gets a Reality Smasher, or if she already has one, Nate's just dead, pretty much.
Yeah, unless it gets dazed, which it could.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's something that Nate would want to force of will. This is a pretty terrifying board state. So here's a True Name Nemesis.
True Name, soon to be in foil. True Name Nemesis.
Yep, that's about to happen. Are you going to be one of those people who's like trying to find the foils?
Probably.
Probably. Yeah. I'll probably try to get 4.
It's an interesting card in that not a lot of people are going to want them. Like, there will be a significant portion, but
it's not a very good EDH card.
Yeah, and it's not played in Modern, obviously, and Vintage, or so.
So naturally, there'll be a lot of people here that want it.
Yeah, it's a legacy card, right? So
yeah, this is not looking good for Nate. He's at 5.
Yeah, so he didn't.
Delver's the draw.
She played around Days, and that's got to be it, right?
Yeah.
He can bolt one of these mimics. He could, if he finds another bolt. Oh, he found a Delver, so he can buy himself a turn as long as Crystal has absolutely nothing.
I don't think she has nothing.
Look at that Thought-Knots here. That thing's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, Wes, I've thought it through. I think Nyx fits better as well.
Walker fit. Plains Nick fit. Planeswalker. Shoot. What's the thing called? Arena Rector? Arena fit.
Arena fit.
Fitbit. No. All right, here's a Delver. Nope. Mongoose. Ooh, we got a Mongoose and a Delver.
And then we'll have a lightning bolt take care of one of these.
Haha, just gonna use it now.
Mm-hmm. Seems like a fine thing to do. He's not holding on to much more.
And then put all 3 creatures in front of the Endless One and lose. Right? Is that correct?
Kind of.
Move to Scoop Phase.
So he can take the damage off the Thought-Knot Seer for 1 turn. That's an Endbringer. Yeah, he's very dead.
Yeah, that's gonna
5/5 Mimic. So 5/5, 5/5, and 4/4. So you have to block both 5/5s.
Yeah, you have to block. Yeah, so you can take 4 damage here if you really want to, but then you just lose next turn because the Endbringer pings you. I wonder. It looks like Crystal had plenty of land. Yeah, that's a Felt Altar. But I wonder if that Wasteland play from Nate, where he played a fetch instead of the Wasteland, if it would have done enough to slow Crystal down. I don't think it would have mattered in the long run. She had enough more mana. Thanks, Yo's Tony. Yeah, that one was tough. The Digital Altar, I did something a little different. It's kind of this swirly, trippy art that I based it off of, and it was hard to replicate. And it looks good from about just a little distance, right? Mm-hmm. But if you get it really close, it loses. You lose the pattern. So it was. I stuck with it for a really long time, trying to make it better, and I just finally said, "Well, you normally see it at about a table distance away, so it's all right."
And that is an Underground Sea with a Bortify on it.
Oh no!
And the other one doesn't have a Bortify on it.
That should be illegal.
It really should. It probably just has a trashed border. Like it's probably like heavily played or. That'd be my guess.
So we've got Hymn to Turok resolving, doing the whole dice thing. Looks like another hymn is already resolved, or was countered. But no, that Gurmag Angler in the graveyard probably means it. So it's 2 hymns. That's rude. It doesn't usually feel good to get hymned twice.
Oh, if he did get him twice, I don't actually know if Tony won a game. I mean, I'd assume this is probably like game 2 or 3. We'll figure it out. I don't know that he won a game. I'm going to take that back.
The Bortifies are playable. They're tournament playable.
Yeah, they're tournament.
They're it's a product that you can buy that has this weird black border around it.
if you can't see the perfect fit from the back of the others of your outer sleeve, which his are black, so you definitely can't. They're fine.
Red, green, or gold, silver, blue Bordefies. That'd be interesting. Do we have Dominaria here in stock right now?
I don't know if we've gotten our shipment yet, Mikey. We've I know that we were out at one point. I know a lot of stores have been out. Like, it's been a really, really popular set.
I know that it's purchasable in state. There's stores that have it. I just don't know if everybody does.
Scary Rar, you can absolutely have mixed inner sleeves as long as you can't see the difference of the sleeve from the others, from your outer sleeve. That shouldn't be a problem.
MCL, we'll check on that for you. In fact, I'll check right now.
All right, we've got a Gitaxian probe. We see all sorts of goodies. It's just TJ doesn't have a third land, and he also doesn't have green. So we've got a Carpet of Flowers, a Leovold, Maelstrom Pulse, To the Slaughter, a Fatal Push, and a True Name Nemesis. Man, end of round 1, and we've already got a crap like 30 people in our chat. This is great.
Way to go, guys!
This is great.
They're just excited to see what's the Arena Rector going to do. They want to see your 75.
They really do. That's like why people are here, huh? They're like, what does Kyra think of this card? Thoughts to come. We'll get there. Here, I'll lead with this. I think it's ridiculous that it's mythic.
Good cards are mythic. And
we don't even know if it's good. You know how hard it is to abuse Academy Rector? That card has been like a reserve list $20 card.
Right.
For like
now it's
years.
$80, and that's what determines mythic.
They're like 100 now. Yeah. You think it's gonna be fatal? I think this True Name Nemesis is not worried about that fatal push. Just a hunch.
To the Slaughter got taken, is that right? Somehow?
How did it get taken?
I missed something. I saw Probe.
I only saw Probe. Did he play a Therapy or a Duress or like a Thoughtseize or something?
Alright. There's a Deathrite Shaman. Not the Planeswalker version that doesn't exist yet.
Mm-hmm.
It gets bolted. Can the 3-letter keyword for Return to Ravnica be RTR? Does that work?
Yes.
I think that should happen.
And that's only 3 letters, so that should be fine. This is a real fight.
Yeah. One of these guys is false. Right? Isn't that how it works? It's true or false. It's not true or true.
Nope. Alright, looks like we're going to get a creature back here. He mills over a Lightning Bolt and a Brainstorm. I think those are both cards he would have been pretty happy.
Probably a Gurmag Angler. Oh, there it is.
Taskmag, Gurmag Angler, incoming.
This one costs 1. 1 for a 5/5. Crystal was playing 5 for a 5/5.
1 black Mortify mana.
Oh, it's costing 2. Never mind. It's significantly worse than the 1 mana version.
So, like, if you tap mana with a Mortified card, is your mana like less pure?
Somebody dies actually somewhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's really sad.
Guys, if you care about your Magic decks, don't put Mortifies on your cards.
The new set's code is GRN RTR. Pretty sure. Look it up.
I can't remember. I can't remember what the actual like name of the sets that, because they revealed names of the two Ravnica sets, right? They didn't reveal the third one,
right?
But they revealed that it will be in Ravnica
somehow, because it's a 2-block, paradigm shift.
Well, we're going to one set blocks, right? I guess. And yet we're gonna spend 3 sets in Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Allegiance.
RT.
Yeah, where they at? RT. Yeah,
that's what it says.
Perfect.
Hey, it's a carpet.
Yeah, kind of an important card to make sure we know what's going on with. So, at one of his main phases, right? You got to pick which one.
Yep.
You get to add some mana.
So you can actually add it this turn after combat, which is what he's doing here.
Yeah.
Players that play with Carpet of Flowers should know this. Often players who are playing against it might not.
He gets 3 mana.
So you can use it the first turn it comes into play, which is weird. You can't use it during your first main phase because it's the beginning of the main phase. And it's a really weird wording thing.
We got a Maelstrom Pulse on Tasmac Gurmafangler. And then 3 more mana. Let's use this one for green as well, and we get to cast Leovold.
All the things.
Colin's going to make sure he knows what's going on with this. Hopefully we don't have any mistakes like like we do every single time we see Leovold cast, I feel like. So
he's going to bolt TJ in response.
Yeah, he's racing.
Okay. That does the trick when you've got a unblockable thing. TJ needs an edict effect to stay alive here and to dodge a bolt.
Don't brainstorm. Don't brainstorm.
Yeah, brainstorm doesn't work.
Alright, so we should be at 3 now. And TJ just needs to find a way to not get hit by this Trinium again. Or win this turn. Which would do the same thing.
15 damage right here. Okay. Or pull the new card from the set out of a pack that hasn't been delivered yet. And so next time you win, you draw 7 cards and go to 1. That's a card. I'm building all my decks around that card.
As you should.
That's all I'm going to do.
All right,
the new card does see some play in Legacy a little bit. There's a mono red prison deck that plays Karn, the Dragon Stompy deck.
And I actually went on camera on Friday
nice.
with a Karn.
Yeah,
right. People saw that.
I didn't see it.
Whatever. You were there.
Oh, I was there.
Yeah,
I was here. I was in the room.
Yeah, you saw it happen. I made 3 tokens that were like 6/6s.
Right, and so the Tez deck definitely plays Karn. I think that's the best place for it.
I agree. It was phenomenal, but yeah,
it's really strong there.
Red Prison, it also has been seeing quite a bit.
Red Prison is fine, and then some like a Cloud Post type decks, or Mud decks.
Yeah, I could definitely see
tweak with it. An Eldrazi deck, colorless decks might try it. All right, we're gonna look at some cards.
All right, so we're gonna talk about this Arena Rector here for a moment.
It's exactly Academy Rector, except
it is
not. And no one saw it. Didn't happen.
Come on, Jorgensen.
This thing is great because I bet you if anybody saw this thing printed today, it was on a video on Star City. Okay. I bet you every single person was like, "I wonder what Kyra thinks of this card." I gotta show Kyra.
Well, I had the tease with Brian because he got here today, and I asked him. I was like, "So do you actually think that my like accidental 5-0 with this card impacted them printing like a new version of it? Because guess what else is in this set? Here, I can show you. I can show you.
It's right. It's somewhere down.
I mean, I'm gonna have to scroll a little bit.
It's an uncommon. No, it's
is it an uncommon?
I think so. Yeah,
boom.
Uncommon.
Also in this set.
It tries to remove her. What? You want it to die. So this is the first foil printing of Veteran Explorer, which is kind of neat. It's not the first modern frame printing, but it was in a commander set. So this will be the first foil.
I will not be foiling mine out. 100%.
All right. Let's go back. Okay. We know what this card does.
Okay. But anyway, the fact that both of those in there was kind of funny.
Yeah, we just need a Cabal Therapy.
Yeah,
and you can and a Ugin, and then you can draft a really busted deck.
So we've messed with Nyx Fit quite a bit, right?
Yeah,
and essentially what it would be is a pretty similar build.
Very.
But I think a couple things change if you want to completely get rid of Academy Rector.
Okay.
But you lose some things. So the fact that if you let Academy Rector go, you're not getting you're not getting Dovescape anymore. And if you can't get Dovescape, then how are you beating combo ever?
Right.
Like, you better have like 3 Cabal therapies to beat combo, because that's your only good card against combo now.
So the deck just gets worse because you're not playing blue.
And that's actually exactly like, I feel like the deck gets worse if you go with the Arena Rector, because there is no Planeswalker that's going to come in and make your combo matchup better. And
other matchups like lands, where you can go get an enchantment that just shuts down a 20/20 flying indestructible. You can't get a Planeswalker you can, but it doesn't shut it down.
I mean, you can go get Nicol Bolas and like kill a permanent.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced. Like they have like Crop Rot and stuff. You know, there are absolutely Planeswalkers that are going to be good, but a lot of different things change. Let me see.
All right. What's the other cards that we want to see? Oh, this thing right here.
It doesn't cheat enough on mana.
Look at this.
We're not done talking about Arena Rector.
We're still going. We're still going. Keep going.
I want to talk.
It sounded like you made your decision. What else?
No, I have other things to say.
Okay, I'm ready. Sorry, everybody, come back.
Right. Okay. So it doesn't allow you to cheat on mana enough. There are a couple Planeswalkers that I can think of that you are actually going to want to get off this Rector, right? Probably the number one is Ugin. Ugin seems insane to get off of it. Most times Ugin gets played, you're going to win, right?
Yeah.
But still, it doesn't help. It doesn't do anything to a combo deck. And then you could get one of the Nicol Bolas, probably the first one. And once again, that's probably going to win the game if they're not combo. There's also 7 mana Garruk. Just like make some 3/3s. Probably, I don't know about that one.
In modern, yeah, absolutely. But not.
This is not modern.
Yeah.
But I think Elspeth would probably be one of the best. The 6 mana Elspeth would probably be one of the best things off of a Arena Rector. And Brian and I were talking about it, and I actually think that this card could see a little bit of play. And my reasoning is first off, we're already running a Garruk Relentless in that deck. So like, if you really wanted to go get the Garruk, you could. But if we just put one Elspeth in the deck, that's it. Just one Elspeth in the deck. Put one Arena Rector in the deck, and then one in the sideboard. Then you can like sideboard the Ugin and bring in that package a little bit if you feel like it's necessary.
That's interesting.
Because that's where I was going with it. Is like I think you're gonna play Academy Rector most times, but I actually think Arena Rector could be like a good win con when you know it's going to be a deck that can handle your enchantments.
This just has a good visual view of all of the new cards. What about that amazing card art?
Oh, it's terrible. It is awful.
Somebody in the comments says it looks just like Christopher Walken on a card.
MC Mikey, I actually do not like MTG Salvation.
Doubling season.
Yeah, doubling season coming back is kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I this is actually funny because Will and Rowan Kenrith. I actually have a friend whose name is Will and his daughter's name is Rowan. So like the second they got released, I was like, hey, you need to see this. Yep, true name Nemesis.
So we were chatting about Sunny Reversal in the Discord quite a bit.
I want to hear this.
So the first thing that was
do you have to have pink hair to cast it?
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Okay.
The first thing that was previewed it was all in Japanese. I believe it was Japanese. And so we were discussing what it actually does. What's the translation? Because it wasn't exactly clear and it matters. So at first the translation was if you would lose the game this turn, instead draw 7 cards in your life till it becomes 1. And we found all these problems with that. Like, for example, if you milled yourself and you would lose the game because of that, then you would draw 7 cards, then you would mill yourself, and so it would create a loop. And so it makes sense. We kind of decided that it makes obvious it's got to be the next time, right? Which sure enough is how it's printed. But there's some pretty fun things you can do with this card. It's 4 mana. It's an instant. But I think it's pretty good.
Drawing 7 cards is insane.
Yeah. You could put this in a couple different decks. I could imagine this in something like Storm, where you set yourself up to lose the game, and then you win the next turn instead. And you could... there's a couple situations where this is really pretty interesting.
Adnaz Stunning Reversal.
Yeah, yep. The Adnaz is kind of tricky because you need so much mana, but you could do it.
Well, you're gonna draw so many cards. You can cast a bunch before you cast your set, before you actually like. Well, oh yeah, that would be hard to cast it and Stunning Reversal in the same turn.
So I'm intrigued by this card because whereas Arena Rector, we could pretty much see exactly which deck it would go in and which build. This one is a little harder because I could see it going in several decks. I think it's good in a sideboard for like a Grixis Delver even potentially, where you're swinging at me with a 20/20 and I'm about to lose. Instead, I'll draw 7 cards.
See if I can find something to get back into this game. It's kind of like a bad matchup bring-in card, right? Where like if your opponent's gonna kill you and you just don't have what it takes to like hang with them, like gives you like a second chance.
Yeah. So I'm intrigued by this one. It's horrible art. it's Fatal Push, but you're holding on by your fingertips, which isn't really a Stunning Reversal. It's more like a close save or a nice grab or
nice grab. That would have been a good name.
Hanging on by your fingertips, that could have been the card name. But no, Stunning Reversal. It's like the character has just leaped off of a rock and is grabbing onto the helicopter by the fingertips. That's what's happening right now. And
right, Scary Rara, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is you'd have to cast both in one turn. Paying 9 mana isn't exactly something easy to do.
How are you going to lift yourself up though by those fingertips? The character doesn't even have a grip. They're falling. Is the Stunning Reversal that they were about to save themselves, but actually they're falling to their death? Is that what they're getting at here? I'm not sure, but okay. All right, what else? Do you want to hear all of the amazing card names?
Oh yeah. Oh, to Jorgensen, I don't. Maybe I wouldn't put it all in the main, but it would be good for a Living Wish target, and then I would be able to run like one Elspeth in the main.
Nate immediately started brewing in his head and said, "What about Final Fortune? You time walk for 2 red, and then you would lose the game because of Final Fortune, but instead you just draw 7 cards." You know, that was pretty obvious, but that's a weird 2-card.
Yeah,
there's some
weird.
But what it does show is that there might be a deck that doesn't exist that this makes into an actual deck.
Yeah, I think Ad Nauseam in Modern, you know, the combo deck, I feel like it has similarities to that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it could find some weird deck.
We got Play of the Game. That was the first one that was spoiled, and I was like, yeah, high five the guy who named that card.
Yep.
Hey guys, you want to see the Play of the Game? Here
well,
it
first
is.
You're gonna need a game plan.
Oh yeah. Oh, now we got a game plan. Like, let's start over and just draw 7 cards and yeah, that's not a game plan.
Yeah.
That's what makes no sense.
No.
We're gonna have more of these too. You ready for the next one? Where is it?
Wait, was that Diabolic Intent?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that reprint.
Yeah. There's an Intent, which is pretty cool
and
card
Sower?
art.
Man, this set's already cool.
And these are actually at rare.
Diabolic Intent was like a $25 card.
Yeah.
See, that's a Nick Fit card too. Nick's Fit card 2 as well. Yeah.
Oh, here's the new one. This one was just spoiled today.
The crowd goes wild.
Hey, the crowd goes wild. Whoa. It's on top of Ensnaring Bridge. What's on top of Ensnaring Bridge?
The Play of the Game?
I don't think so.
That is not Ensnaring Bridge. I don't know what they're talking about.
Tidespout Tyrant. Some new art. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So Reanimator is like, okay, now I have to choose which Tidespout Tyrant art I want.
Oh, the reversal. Oh, this is on top of Ensnaring Bridge? No, okay. I guess.
Sure.
Stolen Strategy is kind of cute. It's a neat little EDH card where you get to play cards.
I liked it. Scary Rara. It was a good joke.
These guys so far, these partners are interesting because they let you go search for a card, but right now they're too heavily costed to be anything relevant. I haven't seen anything
Not in Legacy
that's viable yet. There's one other card where it's this guy. This guy is a little intriguing.
Yeah, this one's interesting.
We got to read the text here. Whenever you put one or more counters on a creature you don't control, you get to draw a card. So it's a 3-mana 1/4, and you get to put counters on 2 other target creatures right away. So you could potentially draw 2 cards, but you'd have to beef your opponent's stuff, right? But you can put counters on your opponent's stuff with Infect, with Jitte, right? There almost is something there. I don't think it's ever going to see any Legacy play, but it's almost something.
Oh, Jitte doesn't give -1/-1 count or +1/+1.
It just gives it -1/-1, huh?
Yeah,
yeah. Say it. So okay.
Yeah.
Right away when I saw it, I was like, maybe no. Okay. So.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and there might be something there. I don't think so. Reprints. We've got Swords to Plowshares. We've got, of course, Veteran Explorer and Chain Lightning, the much needed. Recently reprinted Chain Lightning.
Yeah, we totally needed that one.
Yep.
Yeah, Sower is also a reprint.
We got some Doom stuff. Somebody in chat said they wish that there was a new art for Doom Traveler for the 80th printing of it.
Seriously. Doom Dissenter or whatever, that's in standard right now. Why do we need a reprint of that card?
We've got the favorite card of the deck.
Oh, fan favorite.
Yeah, this is going to be the fan favorite right here. It says so. Assist is an interesting thing. And this is kind of a cute card, actually. A 2/2 that could come down maybe sooner than turn 4, and everybody can make it bigger.
You can play it on turn 2 if your opponent doesn't have a play. Or your teammate, I should say.
Curious. There's another Impulse with the from the Vault art. There's another.
Yeah, we totally needed that one.
Reprint art. Which one was it? Oh, the Land Tax.
Land Tax. Yeah, this was the Judge promo art.
Which feels bad. I think when they reprint cards with Judge art,
they do it all the time though.
I don't like it.
Like they've done that a lot.
I'd rather see something new and keep the Judge art special. But that's about it so far.
Augur Spree's a reprint. Centaur's a reprint. Peregrine Drake.
Oh, here's another good one.
Huddle up.
You know what we should do? Let's huddle up. You have to every time you play that card.
Okay, now we both get a card.
Guys, here's what we're gonna do: 2 target players. Which 2 should we pick?
Oh, you and me.
Okay. Oh, let's get shoulder to shoulder while we huddle up.
Oh, okay.
Man, these
I think shoulder to shoulder is a reprint. I think it is.
This one's kind of fun. You got these names, and they're all like, okay, that makes sense. And then luxury suite for the black red.
Yeah, that's obviously.
Cool. All right. So there's
our analysis.
There's what we've seen so far. We'll see some more cards another day.
I mean, we needed Kraken Hatchling, that's for sure.
Yeah. Those 04s.
Yep.
Huddle up.
Soldier to soldier. Shoulder to shoulder. Is that what you mean? Yeah, Oath of the Gatewatch. Anyone playing Steel Stompy? I think Brian actually might sit on you.
I think the partner ability is intriguing.
It's interesting. I mean, like, it really only matters in Two-Headed Giant, which, let's be real, how often are people playing Two-Headed Giant? I'm being serious about this one.
Well, no, you could go get, if you had both of them in your own deck in Legacy, you could go find this yourself. Because it's target player.
Oh, target player. Okay.
So you could put this down on turn 3.
Oh, I did misread
that. Go
get
this and play it on turn 4. So
I absolutely misread that.
If this is the best one so far, then that's not going to happen. But
the 2 next to it I think are much better.
Are these playable? Death Touch loses half their life. Vigilance must be blocked
by pretty much everything.
If this had haste, right? Then sure, but it's a little slower.
It's a 4-mana 2/7 Vigilance. Like the other one's a 1/1 Death Touch that I think it's actually really good.
Toothy with Glimpse, Karakas, and Laboratory Maniac.
Meh.
All right. This is kind of fun. Cowards can't block warriors.
Yeah. They're actually making like warriors matter in here in the set.
I don't think I've seen this thing yet. What's this thing do? For each player, choose friend or foe. Each friend returns a creature card. Each foe sacrifices a creature.
I like this. I like this friend foe mechanic for EDH. I'll say that. Yeah. Like you're like, you've been nice, or you've been a jerk, or whatever.
We'll see. I'm excited to see what other horrible card names they come up with.
Oh, there'll be more. Like I think they're kind of doing it on purpose, where like a lot of these cards are, seem like this plane is a game. This plane is all about the game. And what's it called? Like Kylem? I don't know. Strictly a worse name than Kyre.
So we're way past time, right?
Should have named the plane Kyre and given me all my Rector stuff.
We should be very close to round 2 starting any minute now.
Yeah, see Kylem.
Kylem.
They should have named it Kyre.
Just get rid of part of that M and it's Kyler.
I bet you anything they were like looking at this set and they were like, what should we do? And then they were like, well, let's give Kyre all of his Nyx Fit stuff. So let's put in the Diabolic intent, and let's put in the Rector and all that jazz. And what are we going to call the name of the plane? And we're just like, well, we can't name it Kyre because that's the guy's name. Let's call it Kylem.
We definitely need.
Because my last name's Folsom, so it's like Kai Folsom.
To do some sharing here. Because I don't have a little thing next to my name, so some number of cheers need to happen. There we go. There we go.
Chappy. Okay, guys. Still no Tower? I thought Tower. Are you serious? Okay, I could have sworn I looked up Tower and it was on the reserve list.
Nope.
Are you really? It's not.
It's not.
Phyrexian Tower's not.
It was. Nope. Yes. Would you look down on somebody that made an all proxy cube? I wouldn't. Sometimes that can be really cool, actually. The proxy guy, for example, has an all proxy cube, I believe, and is pretty amazing. If they were all like written on Sharpie on basic planes, then maybe less so, but.
Sure enough, it really isn't.
Dude,
that's totally gonna get printed in this set too.
That'd be great.
Like I'm telling you, if it does get printed in this set, like I'm just gonna claim this set as mine. Just thought I'd let you know. Paragon should have its own cube draft as an option on Wednesday nights. I'm the only person at the store who owns a cube, or like that works at the store who owns a cube. And I usually do cubes once a month on Sundays. But I make Facebook invites. So if you're not a friend of mine on Facebook, then you will not get those invites.
Chappie was suggesting Phyrexian Tower, right? And just more cards that are in Nyx Fit. Yeah. That and Cabal Therapy, and you got a set. You got a deck.
If Cabal Therapy and Phyrexian Tower like get reprinted as well.
It'd be pretty silly if Arena Rector is in this set and the only planeswalkers are these Will and Rowan.
They're so cool. I actually really like them. They work together in really, really cool ways, and yeah, they're 6 mana. They're not going to see play in Legacy or anything.
But you got to go search for another planeswalker.
Yeah, play one. Oh.
Still not. Nope. Still don't have pairings.
Looks like they're about to. Yeah. There we go.
There we go.
Yes, we had 20 people today. That's awesome. So it looks like we're gonna have a Grixis mirror. Grixis whatever mirror.
Foil True Name Hype.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are really, really excited about the Foil True Nemesis.
And Foil Veteran Explorer Hype. What else? Foil
Man, that was a lot of hype.
Yeah. Yep. There's going to be something else.
I think everybody's psyched about a foil doubling season if you play EDH at all.
Yeah, because it's a mythic, it probably won't affect the price that much either. Mm-mm. It'll probably stay right around that $50-$60 or whatever. It's not a grandma, all right? It's a Christopher Walken, which makes sense because it gets walkers.
Yeah, but you gotta kill the grandma. That's the thing, Tony.
Exile the creature, and
is it when you is it when you cast them?
A planeswalker. Yeah. Yep. Find another partner card where it's actually written out. When it enters.
When it enters the battlefield. Oh yeah, you can cheat it into play and then go get the other one. But then it's like you don't have any of the things you need though. You know, like you're gonna have to be like a 5-color deck if you want to do something like that. I am a fan of these walkers though. I think they're super cool. They totally changed partner and that bothers you?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know. Does it change the old partner?
I don't think so. Chappie, I agree. I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Like that's been like the biggest problem is that every time we get a reprint set, they're like $10 a pack, and it's like why? Why can't you guys just make cool limited formats for a normal price and give us decent reprints?
All right, we've got some players sitting down for some round 2 of Legacy.
Woohoo.
Legacy that doesn't yet have
Who do we want to watch?
Battle Bond. I don't know.
Do we want to watch the Grixis Delver Mirror? Or I don't know what game's going to be on. I don't know what Dylan's going to be on. Or a mystery round.
Mystery round it is.
Sorry. You want to do the mystery round?
I got sidetracked there. Or
settle down, Matt.
Yeah. Chat says mystery round. Oh. We gotta make sure their timer's going.
Let's do it like this. Mystery round. All right. Well, we had one vote, so mystery round it is. It's really what you wanted. The rise of new Nick Fit decks will be interesting. Tryhard, I'm not sure that that's true. Unless Ugin really is like good enough to carry the team, I just don't think that the new one's gonna get there. Hey, thanks, Chappie. Appreciate it so much. You just got out cheered.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Look,
I'm not having that.
You have 25 cheers, and Chappie has 95.
How dare you? How dare you take my place as number 1? Everything's going slowly.
Oh yeah, try hard. Absolutely, people should, right? People should absolutely mess with it, figure out what's going on. So this looks like a really fast start from Gabe. Looks like Gabe's gonna be on Sneak and Show. Yeah.
This is squeaky. Sorry, guys.
Cheer war.
I got a squeaky seat. Bring it. The question is, when do I run out of bits? It's always the question.
I'm surprised every time you come in here, you got more. I feel like you run out every stream. You're like, all right, here's my budget. I have 237 bits.
Pretty much.
To spend on the stream, I need to use them wisely.
All right.
Somehow I need to make this win.
Turn 1 swamp. Gabe probably loves seeing that. Do you know who Gabe's opponent is? You didn't give them an opponent.
Dylan. I'm pretty sure Dylan's going to be on like Merfolk or Chalice deck.
He went turn 1 swamp. It's probably neither of those things.
Huh. Usually he's borrowing something from Ryan, so...
So he might be on Storm.
Oh no, this looks like Reanimator.
Those are all of mine. Well done. Way to give us all of your bits.
Wow, and then you just like one-upped him. And now...
Yeah, second place is still cool. You still get a little thing.
So this is gonna be funny because we're gonna have like an Emrakul come into play here and a Gristle.
Or a swamp.
No Gristlebrand. Okay. I saw her reanimate in Dylan's hand. Yeah, he's just gonna pack it up. Showing him the second swamp might have been a little ridiculous, but
yeah, if you're on show and tell and you see swamp, you're probably feeling pretty good.
All right, way to go choosing the mystery round. It was done really fast. I bet the other guys have just started.
2 death rights make a wrong. On Colin's side. No, not Colin's side. Who's this? Oh, it is Colin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Colin and Terry, the Grixis matchup. So Terry's actually talked to me about this a little bit, where he feels like because he's like the only person in the store who plays Grixis Delver, he doesn't get a lot of testing done against it.
Okay. I mean, he and I have played a few matches, but not recently.
Well, yeah, you're playing so much Legacy right now.
Yep. Friday,
between 0 and once a week,
and about none. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got to play for the first time in like the last 3 months, and I had such a blast.
Lake Reanimator depths. I like it.
Reanimator. Okay.
Show and tell probably wins that match. A high percentage of the time.
I think so. Yeah, Rihanna depths exactly.
It's a mixture of...
It's Tony, he plays 4-color every single week. I think he used to play Grixis Delver like a couple months ago. Yeah, more 4-color-ish, exactly. He's on a check pile, almost always.
Was that a Zach sighting in there? Hi, Zach.
Yeah, we got Zach, we've got Matt talking. We've got It's Tony, which I think is just Tony. That'd be my guess. Sorry, I wanted to sound really smart there for a moment. But I don't know who Tryhard is, so.
Young Pyromancer with a Git probe. Terry says, I've had enough.
Yeah, sometimes one person just gets all the threats and the other person just gets none, I guess.
Did you hear the joke about Young Pyromancer?
No.
It's getting old.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's the same joke from last week.
Richard from Bay Area Eternal. Oh, okay.
Because it's getting old.
I think I do know who you are.
Hi, Richard. Welcome to the not Bay Area Eternal.
Nope. Welcome to... What body of water do we have here?
Crystal Lake? The one that the city's named after?
And we're not known for our salty players at all.
No. Nope. Everybody here is very cheerful all the time.
Is it a body of water if you can walk across it and it like never goes past your knee? Or like above your knee?
It didn't used to be that way. There's still parts of it that are quite deep. I don't know if it counts as a body wire if nobody ever enters it, though. I've never stepped foot inside the Great Salt Lake.
I've been in the Great Salt Lake. It wasn't a pleasant experience. It was actually pretty gross.
So, Reanimator, Dylan gets to go Petal Swamp and nothing else. Like you wanna be playing Grizzlebrand that turn, right? My failing attempts at humor, I am succeeding. The chat is called Success Chat. All right, Jorgensen? I gotta go start over.
Sounds like you need to get your hands on some new jokes.
Huh.
Kyre, how many Phyrexian towers in a Nick Fit 75? I have 2. One in the main, one on the side.
But that's Nick's Fit.
Yeah, Nick's Fit.
Different than Nick Fit.
I think that's what he's talking about, though.
You're needing an extra sack effect. And the only reason there's one on the side is because of Living Wish.
Oh, try hard. You get to troll chat real hard here. Welcome.
Yes, please do. It's not called Success. I'm the one who requested it, all right? Just because you're the one who made a pun.
Here's Depths. Oh, yeah, we need to call this Rihanna Depths. That's
right. If you want, type ! Discord, and it'll link our Discord chat where we talk about
random stuff.
Never anything funny. Non-funny things. Bad jokes
Only
that I think of late at night. To an empty room, and then I laugh at them because it's funnier when it's typed out.
Makes him feel good about himself. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So Gabe, if he has it here, he should just go for it.
Absolutely.
And now he can just play sneak attack. Okay. Sets him up for next turn.
Yeah, and I expect him to be able to go off next turn. So the only way.
Yeah, he's gonna lose. Is what he's gonna do.
Yeah,
there's a 2020.
I didn't see that it was a thespian stage. There was a player on the card. Okay. Dylan's like, I don't need other permanents. I just need this here.
I'll sack these 4 things. Make a 2020 attack.
Play swamp attack.
See,
gotta play the swamp.
This is legacy where if you get to round or turn 4, you're just not good.
You know, there are a couple decks that are like that. Not a lot of them are. All right, looks like we're gearing up for game 2 here. Man, while these guys have been shuffling, the other matches just happened.
It's perfect. We asked them to do this. I went and set the timer. It was a 50-minute timer.
We were that sick of our shuffle cams. we were like, you know what? We don't want our chat seeing how well our players shuffle.
No, we need more time to talk about nothing at all.
Right. Ice Monsters is very scary.
Yeah.
What's this about Ice Monsters?
The 2021, you mean?
Oh, yeah.
Is that because it's from the depths?
Mm.
It's actually depths. It's not frozen anymore when it dethaws. Hey, look! Altars.
What?
Yeah, you can click on that link.
MTG bot is trying to show people cool altars.
It'll take you to altars. I don't have anything new to show you guys, but I'm working on like 6 different cards right now. And several versions of each.
Well, that's exciting. Pictures or it didn't happen.
They will happen. I got to get them done this week, so they're finishing up right now.
All right, we've got a daze. I think that's a pretty good thing to daze.
Yeah.
No threats.
The card
no
that the deck is named off of.
Yeah, I think
countering that seems good.
And a follow up with a Deathrite.
I kind of feel like it was a missed opportunity that all of the new Insectile Aberration cards that they printed weren't stupidly costed so that we could have in Legacy Delver into larger thing that is even a larger. You could just curve out perfectly. 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana.
Yeah, because they made a 4 mana one and a 5 mana one.
Yeah, and the 4 mana one could be like a 20/20 when it flips over. If you have a land or something just completely busted.
All right, so
missed opportunity.
I agree.
I've seen Reddit comments, people just clamoring for that very thing. I haven't heard that. No, nobody said that except me. Hey, Lake of the Dead is on the.
Not true, Tony. It's in my cube.
Uprise,
which is not in Rihanna Depths, and it's also not in a trash can.
What do we got? Grim Lavamancer. That card is busted good in the mirror. Except Terry doesn't have a.
It's not even its ultimate form.
Land to play yet. Oh, well, he's got a. He needs a fetch land. Oh, Ooh, this is kind of weird. That Wasteland is going to allow. Here's a weird timing thing that happened. Colin played his Wasteland before Terry dazed, and he didn't really give him time to react to the Delver, though. So I was going to say the Wasteland on the Underground Sea is actually kind of nice because Wasteland shouldn't be tapped. Because that came down after the Delver, didn't it? Or did it come down first?
It came down after. It shouldn't be tapped. I don't think it's going to matter. I'll untap here in a moment.
All right. I was going to say that the Wasteland on the Underground Sea would allow...
Oh, no, he had to tap the... No, he must have played the Wasteland first and then...
Oh, okay.
And then played the Delver.
And then paid so for the days. For okay.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Woof. Weird.
Yeah, so give your opponents some time to actually respond to your spells. Otherwise, you're giving them information that they really shouldn't have.
Either way, this Wasteland's going to take out the Underground Sea, and then Terry's going to be able to play the Grim Lavamancer off of it.
Yeah, the Grim Lavamancer's got to be one of the best cards in this matchup. So I was talking to Terry about he wanted to figure out ways to spice up Grixis Delver.
Okay.
I keep talking about all the decks that I want to play, and they're all a little more fun than they are good.
Okay.
And
that's good in Legacy, though.
Yeah. I love it, and then you have Terry, who's been playing Grixis Delver, and it is a little less fun than it is good.
Okay.
It's very good.
Yeah.
But he wanted some fun ups, right? Like some things that could change the deck a little bit, seem a little more fun, and his first thought was Grim Lavamancer. He wanted to play more Grim Lavamancer.
Yeah, it's almost a main deckable card. I think Kess is where you want to go if you want to make this deck more fun. I really enjoy playing Kess in a weird way. You play out a True Nemesis, and there's nothing fun about that. But you play Kess, and it's like, ooh, this just got interesting. Yeah, this is what's going to happen next? Oh, you killed it.
The other thing that Terry did is he asked me before the tournament, and he goes, "Hey, can I borrow a Bitter Blossom?"
I like Bitter Blossom in the 75. Actually,
all right. So he does have a Bitter Blossom in a 75 for today.
Yep, I've messed around with that as well. Cool, and it's kind of meta dependent, but it can be very strong. I'm sorry, I was confused in that whole interaction chat. Here we go. Finally, Wasteland taking out Underground Sea. And
it was always going to happen. And then, of course, we're going to get an activation. Pyroblast is going to take care of this Delver.
Yep. Let's see if this Delver flips. It does. Hey, with a Gitaxian Probe. The next card to be banned in Legacy. Just saying.
I don't know what the next card that's going to be banned in Legacy. It probably would be Gitaxian Probe before Deathrite. I don't know. It's going to happen eventually. It's not like there's never going to be another banning in Legacy.
As Legacy stands right now, I think it's the most likely to be banned, but I don't think it will.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah, Matt's a Doomsday player. He kind of needs that card.
All right, we've got Terry gets perfect information because Gitaxian Probe is a busted card. Marsh Casualties over there doesn't look great at the moment, but it does put a hold on this Grim Lavamancer and the True Nemesis, which wasn't coming down anytime soon anyway. All right, Brainstorm. So Terry's going to pick up the known cards and put 2 cards back. Looks like he found a land and a ponder. He's getting rid of the True Name. And something else. Colin, on the other hand, doesn't have a heck of a lot going on. He'll get to kill this flipped Delver with the Pyroblast, which is great. Unless Terry finds... What, a Force of Will? Otherwise, he's got to ramp up his mana to to Marsh Casualties with kicker, right?
Well, this is they've boarded, right? You really think they kept a lot of forces in?
Probably not.
Probably not.
No, I'm just saying that was the only way that that Pyroblast doesn't hit the Delver.
No, I think that's going to happen.
I guess a Flusterstorm, if Terry has exactly Flusterstorm.
Yeah. Colin's hand is not wonderful.
No. He's got a Wasteland. Like, if he can successfully take out the Delver and Wasteland and keep playing and find something to, answer this Deathrat Shaman, it might even just be the Marsh Casualties. There might be a game here.
So just a pass of the turn. I can pretty much guarantee we're going to see a Wasteland and a Pyroblast.
Yeah. Flusterstorm's out because Terry's tapped out. Delver playing around Daze. And Wasteland. See? Turn the game around just like that. Pyroblast on the other side.
I think Delver was kind of the needed play, though. Like, because that was a draw for the turn, right?
Yeah.
If there was no threat there, then I think he's still pretty far behind. But it looks like a Grim Lavamancer. Yeah. So I think he's doing this to try to get Colin to fire off the Marsh Casualties now. So that next turn he can try to resolve his Young Pyromancer. But a Red Elemental Blast. Why is he showing the Red Elemental Blast?
It flipped over with Delver.
Oh, flipped it.
It showed. Okay. Yep. Go ahead and Marsh Casualties.
Yeah, I think this is exactly what Terry wanted to happen as far as, like, if he was Young Pyro. If Colin knew that there was a Young Pyro, he probably waits at least another turn.
So he's got the answer for the Delver, and he just took damage, though. I think he wants to just kill the Delver right now. He wanted to.
I probably would. You have perfect information.
Yeah.
There's not really a reason to be taking this 3. Unless you actually feel like there's something more important to kill, which let's be real, that's not really something that's happening right now. Especially with a Pyroblast, like you're not killing anything else with a Pyroblast.
Yeah. So I think that was a miss.
He took the 3 and then killed it?
I think so.
When he knew it was in hand? That is very strange.
All right, here comes Young Pyromancer.
All right. Colin needs spells. Does a Young Pyromancer of his own? Yep.
Okay. Here's where Red Elemental Blast versus Pyroblast is a little rough. If he wanted to, Pyroblast could be played here. Red Elemental Blast cannot.
No, there is no target. I've always found it to be a little odd when I see people playing Red Elemental Blast, like especially in a Young Pyro deck. Why? What's the advantage of having
surgical extraction?
If they were this, no, that's not a card that's ever going to get surgical.
No.
Why would you ever take the less optimal version of a card?
Yeah, and he's got Pyroblast as well. We saw it earlier.
I mean, I'm actually like asking this question. If somebody in chat actually knows why, then please let me know, because I can't think of any reason besides like, I mean, what? Like, I guess I can't think of it. Like, I can think of a couple reasons why it could matter.
Yeah, when is Meddling Mage played? Oh. Like, that's our answer, but when is Meddling Mage played in Legacy?
Right.
And that's about as good as my surgical extraction answer. Because it's true, but... Okay, Cabal Therapy.
Right, Cabal Therapy, and then there's like Predict, or like there are other things that name cards where it's going to be weird to have Elemental Blast, but isn't it more likely that you're going to have a young pyromancer in play and nothing blue than your opponent doing any of that and actually wanting to name or wanting to hit?
So might as well just try and kill the Delver here. Terry showed a lightning bolt on top. That's probably just gonna kill the young pyromancer.
Blue-white plays it sometimes. Are you talking about miracles? Yeah, miracles.
Yeah, when it wouldn't matter.
Miracles wants Pyroblast as well because of Mentor. They want to be able to cast it whenever, even if there's like no.
So Lightning Bolt took out Deathrite Shaman, not Young Pyromancer. That's interesting. I think I would have targeted. I guess okay. I guess the argument here is that Terry's stuck on just one land, and he wants to draw a land and then get to play his true name. And if there's another Deathrite on the board, his Deathrite doesn't get to tap for mana. I guess that makes sense. Young Pyro 2.
Oh, Spellskite Scary Roar? Yeah, Spellskite sees like no play in Legacy. Which
very few decks.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be bringing in Pyroblast or Red Elemental Blast versus decks that have Spellskite in them.
I had one in my Tezzeret deck on Friday, but that was to fill a spot for a card that I didn't have.
All right, so sure enough, Terry gets the land, gets to play the True Name Nemesis because he killed off the other Deathrite. And we got ourselves a nice little Grixis showdown here. Two young Pyros versus one Pyro, a Deathrite, and a True Name. Who wins?
I think the player with the True Name and more life in the Deathrite.
Okay.
It's almost like 5 damage a turn. It's like a relevant clock or something.
Ooh, right. Takes out the young Pyromancer. Here again, interesting choice.
Not to kill the Deathrite?
Not the Deathrite.
Yeah, that is strange.
Okay, here we go. I wonder if he named Colin with the true name. Probably.
Yeah, we'll never know.
Ooh.
Yeah, kill the Bortify land. Nobody wants that there anyway.
Here's a free attack for 3. I think I would start swinging with the young Pyros here, actually.
I'm going to laugh when that land's not an Abortify. I think it is, though.
I would target price. Choose target player. I'm not playing. It says player. Doesn't say choose target person who's casting.
Name. I always name Brian. And then my opponent's like, really? And I was like, oh, okay, fine.
I think you just have to start swinging.
I won't name Brian.
Otherwise, you're dead. I think you're dead anyway, actually. But
you're just gonna block. I think you block a young Pyro here, get 1 activation out of this, and then just let your name take the.
I think you actually don't, because then the token makes lethal.
Yeah, I guess you can gain life if worse comes to worse. There's 7 damage, so both players are at 8.
Look at Matt getting in on the chat. Matt over here. I would target Brian.
Now you know what you look like when you jump into chat when you're not here.
Yeah. It's a revised C that somebody inked or blackboarded. It's not boardified. Okay.
Okay. You bought it at GP for like $175. I would call that worth it. $175 for an underground seat.
I probably could whiteboard it for him and actually paint a white border on it.
Yeah, you probably could.
Grrr, Matt Gingler.
Do you think Sharpie would go like stain it though?
You can remove Sharpie if you were going to paint over that.
Okay.
You can't remove it perfectly cleanly, but you can. And then you could paint white.
Yeah. You asked him about it when you played like a month ago. All right, looks like that'll do it. So we're gonna see a game 3 here, and I'm just gonna throw out a guess that our other matchup is very done. Yeah,
very done. All right, game 3, Grixis versus Grixis. The advantage definitely goes to the player who's playing first in this, right? Daze being a thing, turn 1 Delver or turn 1 Deathrite being a thing, getting to throw down a True Name faster, whatever it is. But sometimes turn 1 all you do is ponder, and your opponent is the one who gets ahead.
Thanks for sharing, Paul.
That's good to know.
Yeah, Jorgensen, I'm the same way. Like, man, if I saw any sleeve playable Underground Sea for 175, I'd snatch it. Sleeve, I should say tournament legal, right? Any tournament legal. Yeah, is it sleeve playable? Is it tournament legal?
So by Terry, is he sideboarding here?
Yeah, it looks like he is going back to the board a little bit. I find that usually if you're going back to the board, it's some switch on your dazes. Like
sometimes
how many days do you want?
In this matchup, I'll purposefully sideboard cards and not actually make a change just because of days, because it's so blatant if you sideboard 4 cards out or don't sideboard at all, right? Mm-hmm. And playing around days is a thing. So even if you want to show that your opponent, even if your opponent assumes you don't have them, you still want to present as if you might. And that's maybe too much, but when you're playing a mirror like this, you want all of those. And days still can be decent, even on the draw. It's obviously not as good, but it can come into play later, especially when you're wastelanding and these decks function off of about 2 mana. So as opposed to like a Death and Taxes or a Miracles matchup where you're just cutting days right away no matter what. Yeah, some players just shuffle their whole 15 in and then go through and side them out. You have to be pretty quick, I think. Know your deck. Most Delver players know their deck pretty well, right? But that's kind of another level, another next level.
I'm one of those players who like doesn't care what my opponent sees. I'm like, all right, I'm boarding in 6 cards. You know, like.
So Colin looks like he has a ponder to play and chose not to. He's got a brainstorm though.
Choosing to brainstorm before the ponder, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, he's leaving up Red Elemental Blast this way.
Okay. Yeah, I'm siding wrong either way, so joke's on that.
So yeah, I take my daisies out and then I put them back in and I take them out all while sideboarding. Just nobody knows. I don't even know.
Greatwell just gets me.
All right, here's a Delver that I'm assuming is getting RAB'd. And if Terry has a daze, if he left him in, great play. Let's find out. Or brainstorm.
I think he's identified that he wants this Red Elemental Blast to resolve and that he'd like to play a second land before he casts it. And I think this is correct.
That makes sense.
Yeah, there's not a large reason to Red Elemental Blast now. If you do and it gets dazed, you could get severely punished.
Yep.
Let's take the not risky line, shall we?
So he's going to shuffle away whatever 2 cards, well, one of the 2 cards he puts back. It's kind of a pseudo best brainstorm, right? Because he's drawing one of them and then fetching away the other one. Or not, he's wastelanding.
Yep.
Definitely not what I said.
This plays around days though, so this is fine. He's gonna... Yeah.
Gets to see the card.
Okay. Ha. Now I know you have that thing you have. Alright, so we see a hand of Ponder, Forkbolt, 2 Young Pyromancers, and a Brainstorm. Weird sequence, I agree. That was slightly odd. It worked the same either way.
Yep.
Alright, here's a land, and I assume we'll see the Ponder. Will he risk getting the second volcanic though?
Probably.
So if he ponders here and Terry actually wastelands this.
So some of these decks now are playing 4 Young Pyros, and they switch, and they go 3 volcanics, 2 underground seas.
Oh, interesting.
So
okay, so where Terry may not know exactly what count they're on.
Yeah, I don't think it's a very high percentage of Grixis Delver decks are doing that.
Yeah, but most that I've seen run 3 underground, 2 volcanic.
Yeah. All right. Does Terry have a land to play? He does. We get to play Magic. It's not over. Just passes the turn, though.
Yeah, he's got Ponders in hand, too, and guess what he's doing? He's just keeping up his Pyroblast. Which I do think is slightly interesting, because he kind of knew Young Pyro was going to get played this turn.
We do see a Daze on the bottom of Terry's deck, so we know there's some number of them in there still.
Maybe he has some kind of Bolt. Or Daze, yeah.
I like these matchups. Of course, I play Grixis Delver right now, but I think the mirror is an interesting battle. Sometimes you have information, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you have a play, and sometimes you only have one play. Sometimes you have a choice, and sometimes you only have one play to make. All right, Young Pyro resolves, and Terry's got lots of cantrips.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot going on. It doesn't look like he has a lot to work with, though, so Ponder's going to be the play. And I think he's looking for land number 2. There it is.
So does he ponder again, or does he...
If he can afford to kill this Young Pyro, he should.
Oh yeah, I don't think he has a way to kill it.
Not getting an underground.
So I think you set yourself up for next turn as best as you can. You don't want to play a Deathrite or even a Delver into that Force Bolt.
There is a Lightning Bolt. Oh, there's a Diabolic Edict in his hand.
So he'll be able to kill both Young Pyromancers next turn. If
there's no land.
Yeah, if there's no token generated. But that would mean Colin went land off the top. So, well, land.
We could see a Brainstorm for 1. Well, I guess that wouldn't. I think that would accomplish about the same thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, this makes sense. Okay. Start getting some tokens out there. Set yourself up as well. Kind of interesting. He spent the red mana for that Brainstorm. Means
very interesting.
He won't be able to play the Young Pyromancer if he finds a land. And the only real reason you wouldn't want to is because of the Marsh Casualties, right? The card, the card exists in the 75 somewhere, and you're just running out into it. But you want the tempo as well. So
I saw a Liliana of the Last Hope get put back to the top of the deck, but I'm not entirely sure if that third mana source was found.
Alright.
Yeah, so there's a Pyroblast, a Lightning Bolt, Pondered Edict, Brainstorm, Underground. Oh, that's not a Lightning Bolt, that's a Grim Lavamancer.
Ah. Grrr, Magangler. That changes things a lot. Marsh Casualties is no longer a big, huge blowout. I think Terry's in trouble.
I think so too.
He might be on the kind of the true name Nemesis plan again.
It always feels awkward bringing in Diabolic Edict against Grixis Delver because I swear every time I bring it in, it's because I got wrecked by a group, like a True Name or a Gurmag Angler. Yeah. And then the game I bring it in, I always find that they're playing in Pyromancer. Like, that's the card that they
It's
find.
still worth it to bring it in because there are so many games where True Name or Gurmag is the only thing out there, or even just a Delver.
Look what he just found, though. That's Marsh Casualties.
Yeah, so Marsh Casualties plus a Edict. Can't do it all, but
not this turn, no. But Edict is absolutely enough for, you know, he can take 5 off of a Gurmag Angler hit. He just can't take another 5, you know. And I guess we do know that there's another young Pyromancer in Cullen's hands, so not looking good for Terry.
Chat is riveted. They're so focused on this game. They're not even saying anything. They can't. Their hands are on their face. Their eyes are sort of watching like this because they're not typing.
Yeah,
that's what's happening right now in chat. I'm pretty sure. This is what I imagine you guys doing anyway. Every time you're so quiet.
That's the reason I don't chat in any stream.
Because your hands.
Because my hands are just on my face and just like, whoa.
Marsh Casualties takes out the young Pyromancer and the tokens. You got to do the thing. All right, so now Colin knows there's a Edict. Overly captivated. Can you be overly captivated?
Accurate.
Terry goes down to 8. You want to put out a creature. There's a Ponder.
It's not really dice roll based on this one. Still kind of is, but this is a very skill intensive.
It's hard to type with your toes. Oh.
It really is.
Ooh. It's hard to type accurately, anyway.
Grixis Delver versus Grixis Delver. That's right.
G deliver. Alright, there's a creature. A non-blue one, so it doesn't get pyroblasted. Oh, that works. Here's a bolt and an Edict.
So we actually did know that bolt was left on the top of the deck after the last Ponder. So even though he was able to get past this, he still and a Daze.
Ooh.
Okay. Wow. Terry's really navigated through this portion of the game. I mean, he needed to find that Marsh Casualties, but
whoever resolves a Deathrite Shaman that becomes unsummoned sick. There's several different ways that the game plays out. It can be whoever lands a True Name first. It can be whoever gets down the Gurmag Angler first, or whoever flips a Delver first. That's why I think that's interesting. Is because there are several different ways, and sometimes it's just the one left with the last thing at the end, right? Because you're trading resources back and forth so much.
This matchup also has to do a lot with how many lands come off the top of your deck.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you can't manipulate every single one of your draws all game. I do think it's somewhat similar to a mid-range matchup where it's like the first player to top deck 2 lands in a row. A lot of time is the player who just doesn't get there.
Yep.
Especially when both players are playing at like a very, very high skill level. Luck, skill, Deathrite. That's right, Matt. Luck, skill, Deathrite. 1-mana planeswalkers are amazing. You can ask all the 1-mana planeswalkers that exist in Magic. They would all say the same.
There's a 1-mana planeswalker.
And we know that Terry also found another Daze. So
cool.
I would assume that this Fork Bolt is probably going to get cast and try to take care of this Delver. Either that or you know, maybe it just wants to get rid of the Deathrite. It doesn't really matter.
This is pretty good blowout then if Colin... Oh, he found another land. Okay. So he's got a Chain Lightning and a Fork Bolt? But he might only... Oh, okay. Yeah, right? that makes sense. Yeah. They're similar. He might not have another Volcanic, though, to go fetch.
I don't think he does. It's just a guess, but I really don't think he does. So here's the Fork Bolt. So 1 to Delver and 1 to him. So he's prioritizing the Delver over the Deathrite Shaman. That's very surprising to me. And honestly, I think if it was going after the Deathrite Shaman, I think Terry would have dazed. But the fact that it was targeting the thing that he cared less about, okay, you got it.
Yeah.
You can have that. Yep, there's the Underground.
Yep.
Colin, stuck playing one
red
spell a turn. And if Terry finds another Wasteland, it could be 0.
Yeah, this Lavamancer might just end the game by itself.
It absolutely could. I think it's going to get Lightning Bolt.
Oh, never mind. There's Liliana. We've got a dazed, though,
yeah,
right?
that's going to get dazed. I think that's a pretty easy decision to make.
That's a perfect answer.
Not only that, but like Colin now is just tapped out, and
So
Terry's kind of free to do what he wants.
Days that stayed in, some number of them, at least 2, have really made the difference in this game.
Yeah, they've probably been the two most crucial cards cast.
Terry was on the draw, and sometimes I see players side those out completely when you're on the draw.
Besides the Marsh Casualties.
Yeah, the Marsh Casualties wasn't a huge blowout, but it was an answer to one Young Pyro and its token.
I kind of think it was a huge blowout actually. Colin knew about the Diabolic Edict,
Oh, yeah. I just mean, and sometimes in this matchup, Marsh Casualties just slaughters, right? And it takes out 5 different things, and it's a way more than a 1-for-1.
So something interesting here is that Colin's choosing to bolt down the Grim Lavamancer, which does very, very close to the same thing as Deathrite Shaman at this point in the game. And he had the Marsh Casualties. Oh no, that's not the Marsh Casualties. I thought he had it in his hand as well. I thought he had Marsh Casualties. He was just going to kill the Grim Lavamancer that way.
All right, so we kind of reset here. Terry's at 7, Colin's at 9. They both have a Deathrite Shaman. Terry gets to use his first if he wants to. He sees a Young Pyromancer. And potentially he'll be able to play a land and a Pyro and a spell. So what was looking to be pretty destructive on Terry's side, now things reset, and then half a turn later, I think it's going to look right back in Terry's heavily favored again.
Yeah, I think so too. Finding this Wasteland is probably one of the biggest things he could find. Being able to take Colin off a red. And yeah, Colin did find Deathrite Shaman, but I don't think that's going to be relevant because of Terry's Deathrite.
Yeah, so does he choose to play stuff out, or does he choose to take Terry off red completely?
I think you're supposed to take Colin off a red. Or black. He's like, really? This one? Interesting.
Okay.
Very interesting.
It cuts him off of days there, I guess.
D. Lewis, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that.
Well done, sir. Anybody else in chat who wants to give us a follow, we'll let you. We won't deny your follow. That way you can see when we go live. We do Paper Legacy just like this every Tuesday night and every Friday night.
It's almost like we like hanging out.
Like clockwork.
Yeah.
You can set your weekly... Whoa! Great Whaler is a hero. Congratulations.
Again? That's anything. Okay. What a guy. Jeez.
I prefer this list over 4-color.
I do as well.
Quite a bit. I think 4-color is interesting, but not better.
I like 4-color a lot. I'd probably rather play 4-color than this deck, but I think this deck's better. Any chance of seeing some Nyx Fit? Not today. On Friday, maybe.
And I think last Friday we had 2 players playing Nyx Fit in the room.
We had 2 players playing Nyx Fit this last Friday. Casey. You're a D&T player, so you're always wondering. Hey, we had D&T win our tournament on last Tuesday.
Yeah, a week.
So if you're interested in looking up VODs or checking us out on YouTube, we actually featured D&T like literally every round. D. Lewis of our last Tuesday stream.
Turlo, we have not only seen it, but we've even talked about the new Rector.
We even talked about the Arena Rector for Planeswalkers. Yeah,
the Christopher Walken.
Yeah, that thing.
The Christopher Walken Walker. Links for VODs, you can find them if you just look on Twitch when we're not streaming, or you can get to it. Just past videos, and they're all named with dates.
Splashing Blue sounds hard, Casey. I haven't tried it. I'll admit that I have not tried it. It might be okay. It might be really good. I don't know.
And then they're also on YouTube, right?
Yeah. All of our videos are on YouTube.
Yeah, you can go all the way back. You can only go a little ways back with Twitch.
Yeah, if you want to subscribe to us on YouTube, I think we're under Paragon City Media. Is what we're called on YouTube. I don't know why they're different. We should probably change that. But Paragon City Games is our store, and we're Paragon City Media on YouTube.
So back to this. Colin has a March Casualties in hand. And
he has to use his Deathrite to...
He does get to use the mana to do it. Makes it work because Terry's got a summoning sick one.
This does free up Terry to deal 4 damage with Deathrites this next turn, though.
Yeah. Or 2.
I lied.
Okay. 2. Reset back. Both players are empty-handed. Both players have Delvers or Deathrites. And Terry's up a card.
Yeah,
what a card.
Casey, it's also a combo deck. Like it plays like a combo deck a lot of times, so I could see Probe being really good in the deck.
So
keep me updated on what you find and what you test. I'd love to see.
I think True Nemesis was the best draw there. Gurmag is really close to a good second, though.
Yeah.
This means that Colin has to leave back Deathrite Shaman as a blocker unless he draws a creature that he can chop.
This is the first Gurmag Gangler that Terry's seen this game. You know, like Colin's already had one die. I think Terry was, bound to find this eventually. And at this point, I'm not sure Colin has a lot for this.
All right, he has his own probe into a...
He kind of needs to find...
Gurmag?
He did not.
Gurmag?
No.
Oh,
okay.
Deathrite Shaman.
Okay. I was like, he did not.
That buys him a turn. He tapped black for that, though, which is a little rough. I think he should have tapped his Volcanic there.
His Volcanic for a Deathrite?
Oh, yeah, that doesn't work. He should have anyway.
He should have.
If he could have, he should have done that.
Yeah, that was Marsh Casualties.
It would have been the smarter play, all right?
It was Marsh Casualties. This is interesting. He's blocking with the Deathrite Shaman that doesn't have summoning sickness.
I guess it doesn't matter.
Maybe not. Yeah, I guess at this point you're just trying to keep him off of it.
All right.
This looks like Terry's game.
Buys you another turn, but not really. Not when Deathrite's going to kill you. Fork Bolt could have killed both Deathrites if he had it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think he drew it the next turn. I'm pretty sure, Matt.
All right.
What was the YouTube under? Paragon City Media. It should all be one word. Paragon City Media.
Guess you could link it if you really want to.
I sure could.
All right. Deathrite's going to gain 2 life and block. All right. So does that give an out here? If this is a Bolt, that's still not an out. So Terry gets it off of the Gurmag Angler.
So a way to just share it. Just share this link, I guess.
Maybe. That might not work.
It might not.
Just Paragon City Media, guys. You can find it.
Oh, it's not all one word. Hold on. On here, it's not all one word. Paragon City Media. YouTube is a good place to keep up with our VODs, because after so long our VODs like go off of Twitch. It doesn't store very many of them, whereas YouTube will hold them all. So you can always go back and check out what we've been up to.
Let's see if this works. Oh, copy. I'll put it in here.
I probably don't tell people about our YouTube channel enough, but it does pretty well. We've got 1,200 subscribers on YouTube. That's pretty good.
That should take you to it. If not, just yeah. And subscribing, of course, is free on YouTube. It's a little different than Twitch, right?
Yeah. It's kind of like a follow.
Yeah,
it's like the same thing as a follow on Twitch.
So that's round 2.
That was an exciting match.
Yeah,
it really was.
It's back and forth. Who knew who was going to win? I mean, I knew all along Terry had it because he had a Delver and it just flipped. And he didn't even have to work for it.
You know, Terry came to me this last Friday, and I was all excited about going 3-1 with Tezzeret after not playing Magic for 3 months, something like that. And I'm like, yes, I went 3-1 with Tezzeret, and it was my first time playing the deck, and it was so much fun. And he goes, dude, I go through the Holocaust when I go 3-1. Okay. And I was just like, what? And he's like, it's 4-0 or nothing.
Oh yeah.
Like he just is always shooting for that 4-0. So he went 3-1 on Friday, and it was just horrible for him. And for me, I was like, yes, 3-1, back in the game. This is great. So that's where Terry's at, when he has a close game that's swingy like that, he is
goes 3-1 drop.
He is zoned.
I'd like to report in my four match tournament, I went 3-1, and I'd like to drop.
Sounds like a fun guy. Oh, he just focuses on self-improvement, right? Haven't you met Terry? I feel like you have, Jorgensen. He's a very good Magic player. He's constantly trying to learn and better himself as a Magic player, which I can always respect. Do we have Tezzeret on screen? That's the thing. We have Paul and Remy and Terry versus Gabriel. I say we give Paul and Remy a little attention, huh?
Lands versus Tez?
He was on Tezzeret last week. Now we have people walking in here.
It's not like Magic Online. I just want to come and say to everybody
that
we are all witnesses. All of us are witnesses.
To Underground.
Did you not see that game?
To the yeah, we watched it.
Yeah. I'm gonna give credit to myself.
We're all witnesses.
Way to top tag a Gurmag Giggler. That's nice.
Did you see my other plays though that put me in position to do that?
You did really well.
That was great.
Somebody had to let him into the game so that he could say that. Just throwing that out. He did. He played well. Got himself out of some tight spots. All right, let's jump over.
I'll set their timer.
Cool. Oh man, that was funny. So Terry always tells us that he's a firm believer in the Church of the Underground Sea, which really all that means is that he believes the Underground Sea into Deathrite Shaman is like the best thing you can be doing in Legacy. Not an actual religion. Maybe it should be. Battle of the Legends playmats. Yeah, these are the playmats, right?
Yeah. Some Pete. Is it Pete Ventures who does the Abyss? Is that right?
I think so. Oh, he just moved. Okay, Paul knows. He's like, this needs to be further up. Okay. I am guessing this is Lands versus Tezzeret. I would. Who has the edge here? Probably. I feel like Tezzeret. Or no. Yeah, I feel like Tezzeret has a huge edge here. How do they beat Thopter Sword combo?
You wasteland and Ghost Quarter until your opponent doesn't have any lands.
Yeah, but they don't need lands. They have diamonds and they have Dimir signets.
Let me check my abyss. Because Jorgensen has an abyss now. It's either
what? I thought you got a chains, not
or
an abyss.
It's what's his name?
Let me just pull it up here.
Yeah, that's correct. Pete.
Man, you're good at this.
They asked me a new card from a new set, and I have no idea.
Yeah, me neither.
They asked me something pre-4th edition, and I might know. That's a Thorn.
You got a chains, moat, and abyss? Oh, I am so jealous. I am so jealous. Oh man, look at this. This is wait, what? No, Paul's playing Steel Stompy.
Yeah.
This is Steel Stompy, guys. Who was asking for Steel Stompy earlier? One of you was.
Remy is definitely on Tez. You can put that on after his name.
Oh, you're still paying for them. Okay. Yeah, because I've really wanted to get a couple of those cards.
Wasteland the Seat. And pass turn.
Well, this might be a really good matchup for Paul then. Which one's the better artifact deck? I know one's slower. I know that's for sure.
The Thorn might hurt.
Is that actually right? They have 43 minutes left? It's already been that long? They spent 7 minutes shuffling?
I think so. Well, they sit down a little later, so
okay. Yeah. Another Wasteland.
Yeah.
Wow. 2 Steel Overseers. This is a blowout.
Remy's on to not quite yet. Tezzerator. He'll be back.
So this is the kind of matchup that Remy needs bridge.
I'd like to give all the credit to myself.
For what?
That's what Terry said as he walked out the door.
Oh yeah.
That's great. Yeah, bridge would feel pretty good. Paying 1 mana for a Mox Opal.
But bridge can't even feel good because Remy can't cast his spells, therefore he can't have a low hand size.
Yeah.
I mean, I do know that Remy plays Mox I'm not thinking of Diamond. Yeah, the one that's in play, Opal. He plays Opals and Diamonds, which I think is interesting.
I think Paul missed a Steel Stompy or Steel Overseer trigger there at the end of Remy's last turn.
Did he? He might have.
Looks like he's not going to do that again. It probably isn't going to matter. MD Hepburn has not showed up in chat yet. Nope.
No, I'm sure he will, though. He's usually here. Medical Dr. Hackbert.
The Hackbert now.
Yeah.
He's changed his name. He got sick of people saying, "What kind of a doctor are you?" It was me every time. Hey, Matt, what kind of doctor are you this week?
You're right. You're the king of the bad jokes. It wasn't me. I just wanted credit.
Take that, Ballista. You're not going to get Force of Will because of Thorn of Amethyst. Nice try, though.
So close. Yeah, this is just a blowout. I think he's packing it up now. He's just like, I can't do anything. Double Wasteland plus the
but he had
one Thorn.
An Abyss out.
Yeah.
And there was a Tabernacle out. Like, Paul should have been paying mana for all this.
I'm just going to throw this out. This has got to be the worst matchup for Abyss being in Remy's deck. Like, if it was main board, this sucker is getting thrown to the side so quickly. All right, on our other table, we've got Gabe.
Gabe, who's playing Show and Tell. We saw him Omniscience out.
And shows.
And Terry.
And Terry playing his Grixis Delver thing that he does.
Oh, man. hey, there's a Delver. He's got one from the vault. Delver. That's rude. He just throws a lightning bolt to the face.
I thought he had one normal one and 3 from the vaults right now.
Is that what he's doing?
Well, I mean, it doesn't like.
Yeah,
he felt like he felt like he only needed one, because most of the time he only has one in play, and so like you hold your 4 off to the side. You can always pick the not from the vault one.
So look at this. Terry's straight up racing the show and tell player. He's got him down to 4. He's got a bolt in hand. Gabe needs to win this turn.
Yeah, he does.
Or put down a Griselbrand this turn. That would work. Oh, I was going to say, he just played an Ancient Tomb from his graveyard? No, that's his hand that Terry's aware of.
Oh, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, what the heck? Like, where's your Crucible?
All right. Brainstorm. Digging for something.
Man, he's probably in a position where he needs to go, like...
Yeah, he can't use the Ancient Tomb.
He needs to show and tell... Yeah, you're right, he can't. So he needs to use those petals, show and tell, Omniscience, Emrakul, right? Is that the only way?
Or if he show and tell out of Griselbrand, he would stay alive.
Yeah, that'd be really strong. Unless Terry found more dirt off the top.
Yeah. I don't think he rage sold anything after Seattle. Not that I'm aware of. Oh, going down to 2. That'll do it. Unless he's got a really nice counterspell for this lightning bolt in Terry's hand. Sure, Del.
Well,
Win response.
Oh, man.
Bolt your face. Oh, it's not gonna work. Spell Pierce.
Terry's like, I'll pay. You've been trolling him that he did? Okay, that makes more sense.
I asked Brian and he did not respond.
That's unlike him.
I will find out for you, MC, in just a minute. Here, let's ask this way.
Do we have Dominaria product?
Here, I'll let you do it instead of reaching across you like that. Spell Pierce from Terry. And scoops him up. So Terry gets that one.
Yeah, I always found this matchup really interesting because Sneak and Show seems like one of those decks where like it either just kills what it's playing against or it gets killed by whatever it's playing against.
Yeah.
But Grixis Delver just really manages it. You know, it doesn't like destroy it or anything. Do we have any aggro loam there tonight? Great Weller, man, you must have been around the store recently. Now I'm wondering if you've like been in our conversations or something, because I've been talking to Ryan a lot about aggro loam, and Terry's been talking about aggro loam, but I don't think anybody's on it tonight. Once I got my diamonds, I found out that I actually have everything for aggro loam except for like the really, really expensive sideboard pieces. So even I can build aggro loam right now.
He's also unsure. He doesn't know if there's a draft tomorrow or not. So Brian doesn't know because he's playing. So he'll figure it out. He said I'll have to talk to Jaden. It doesn't look like there's any product for sale, but they might have a box for draft.
Maybe.
Sorry. I wish I could tell you a better answer than that. You can switch to the other match while these guys are doing this.
Oh yeah, we could.
We have that the other match that's a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I feel like this is just going to be Paul's match, though. So
there's a bridge down. If this bridge is interesting because it means Paul wants to keep his creature small, right? Which it looks like he's doing.
Remy needs to just cast everything that he can, and which means he wants to draw lands from his point. He wants to play a land every turn and cast a spell or two.
So Paragon does drafts every Wednesday, right?
Yeah, every Wednesday.
So even if it's not Dominaria, there will be a draft format of some sort.
Mm-hmm. Masters 25, or you could always do something else.
Yep. I haven't been to a Wednesday draft in a little while, but there's usually a turnout.
You have like life outside of this store or something?
It is a little hard when my kids are playing sporting events.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Make sure you read my greetings. I have no idea what that's referring to.
Wow. You mean the greeting like a couple spots above that? He said, "Evening, all my lovely people here." Evening, Bryce.
Yeah, see, I didn't see that. For some reason, I just, my eyes skipped right over
it. How's it going, QC? Welcome in. You picked up your Groves, Greatwell? Yeah, they are pretty reasonable right now.
Yeah.
After that Iconic Masters reprint or whatever.
It's interesting the way certain legacy cards tank significantly, right? Mm-hmm. What's the most recent reprint? We saw Imperial Recruiter, of course, but also what's the other card that dropped all the way down to like $20? What was in Masters 25? That tanked.
I think there were quite a few things, weren't there?
Oh, I have to like go find it.
Jace like went up. I think everything else went down from Masters 25. You're talking something that was like ridiculously expensive?
Oh, maybe it was all the Masters. No, I'm not sure.
So 2 easy games there, right? I think they're boarding back.
So those cards, Snapcaster and Cavern, are both modern, which makes them go up a lot faster. What is happening?
No idea.
But cards that are only playable in Legacy don't jump back up as fast.
Flusterstorm?
Yeah, Flusterstorm is one, but it's not what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
I'll jump over to the other match.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be one of those like 30 minutes of downtime rounds.
What card am I thinking of, chat? Huh.
Its value got like tanked hardcore.
Yeah. Oh, Richardenport.
Oh.
Right? That it was way up high, and I saw a reprint at Rare, and is now down to what, like $20?
Yep.
That's pretty low considering where it was at, and it's probably going to stay right around there for a while.
I would expect that, yeah.
And that's kind of what I guessed, but some people were saying, "Oh no, it's going to stay at 40," or
Commander also gives a lot of value to cards.
Yeah.
And that's a card that's neither of those things.
Right.
It's not modern. It's not Commander.
It shows the cards that are just Legacy, even if it's a Legacy staple. It's in a couple decks. Once it gets reprinted, unless it's in every deck, like a Force of Will, or if it gets reprinted at Mythic, then it's probably going to drop significantly in value, because a lot of those cards, the reason that they're expensive, like say a Cademy Rector, the only reason it's an $80 card is because it's reserve list.
Yep.
If it wasn't reserve list, it'd be a $20 card, and if it got reprinted, it'd be a $5 card or something. I'm exaggerating, but
no, it would probably be about that.
Yeah.
There's no reason for that card to be over $5.
And certain other cards are the same way.
Other than being on the reserve list.
Yeah. The only reason Sneak Attack didn't drop more is it was Mythic. And there's same thing with several other reprints. Cavern should have been at rare, and then it wouldn't be so silly high. You can make the same argument for Snapcaster too. Chris got it. He said it texted instead of saying it in chat.
That's a weird thing. Who does that?
Then I get to be the one to think of it instead of him in chat.
Oh, that's what it's about. Hey, if any of you want to make me sound smarter, just text me personally what I should say.
Yeah.
Instead of throwing it in chat.
Huh.
Please and thank you.
Legacy is ruined because of cost of cards. I think that's not true. People still can buy into it.
That is not true at all. Like, in fact, pretty much all of the top decks, I would say like most of the top 10 decks or whatever, do not use a lot of reserve list cards outside of duels. Like
Miracles, you can still play Storm, you can still play Grixis.
But the duels haven't been spiking like crazy lately. They've been going up.
Yep.
They're always going to be going up.
There's a lot of duels out there compared to these reserve list cards. When you look at the numbers of how many Legends cards were printed versus how many, there's more unlimited cards than. Yeah, you could buy into it. I mean, Underground Seas aren't cheap, but they never were.
No.
Flusterstorm Battle. Yeah, but you buy your $500 Underground Seas, or you trade for them or whatever, and then you can play several different decks. Yeah. But if you want to buy a Tabernacle, you're spending
helps you, like what?
More money than just what you're paying for your Underground Seas, and you playing one deck.
Sideboard and aggro them.
I'm not saying Legacy's cheap by any means. I don't know. If I didn't have any Legacy cards right now, would I be interested in trading and buying into Legacy so that I could play it? I'm not sure.
Guys, I think these tokens are actually copies of Flusterstorm.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yep.
He didn't want constructs. He wanted germ Flusterstorms. So we're actually targeting each one the way it should be doing when there's mana available to pay for things.
You need to take a mortgage out to buy a deck.
When you look at the cost of certain modern decks, some modern decks are very expensive as well.
Yeah, I was like a little saddened though, because I wanted to build Tezzeret for years, right? And I finally got it built. It's built right now. It's not 100% built. I just need to fix the sideboard up a little bit. But Jorgensen asked for my list on Friday, and so I put it into Goldfish, my exact build that I played, and like the value on it, because you know how it shows you that dollar amount.
Yeah,
it was like, I think it was like 5,500 or something around there. I don't know. I'm sure Jorgensen can correct me, but it was over $5,000, and I just like, oh, you're kidding, you know, like. This is the deck with 2 Underground Sea, 2 Volcanic, 4 Diamonds, and
so here we're seeing this weird Flusterstorm battle where normally when this happens, people are practically tapped out. Both players had Terry had 2 mana available. Gabe has 3, plus a pedal. So there's also some Death Rites that it looks like there's no mana in any graveyard to use there. So I'm not sure how that ended up resolving. Look, Brainstorm resolves is what happens.
Yeah, Jorgensen, exactly. I don't have an Abyss, and I don't have a Chains, so it would make it even better.
And so, for example, if you're a Modern player and you've been sitting on some Bobs that you've had for quite a while, now they're $100 each. Your playset of Bobs buys you a played Underground Sea. That's not ridiculous to say, hey, I've got a Modern deck that I can buy practically all of a Legacy deck with.
You know, B2 Roche is right, though. Like, you don't have to buy an entire deck all at once. And that's actually, like, really, really good mindset. Because, seriously, like, me getting into Legacy, I've bought it very slowly. It's taken me years to get into Legacy. But the thing is I never went way out of my way to do it. I never forked out a lot of cash. I just bought a thing here, bought a thing there. And next thing you know, I was like, oh, look, I can build this. And now I'm in a position where I can build multiple decks.
So Gabe got to sneak out an Emrakul, attack with the Emrakul, deal. There was a whole bunch of Annihilator triggers and I'm assuming a block, and Terry gets to attack with a Delver for 3. And I think that's going to be lethal.
You bought it over 2 years, right? And you get to play Modern during that time. You get to play Standard during that time, or you know, whatever your preference is.
So Terry gets it. Game 1, he got it by having a bunch of lightning bolts and a whole bunch of flip Delvers, and Gabe wasn't able to really get anything going. Game 2, Gabe did get to attack with a Emrakul, but it was off of a sneak attack, so it wasn't with an extra turn, and it wasn't enough. There was enough permanents out. Normally Grixis Delver has a hard time getting that many permanents out. I guess he had, 9? Because he lost 6 and blocked.
Sometimes things just go right.
Yep. And got there. And is our other match already over?
Yeah.
The Steel Stompy player got
Steel Stompy.
Got it.
Yep.
So we're going to have Grixis Delver versus Steel Stompy probably for round 4 as our undefeateds.
Yep. Terry and what do we nickname Terry? Was it Scary Terry?
I
don't know.
Terry
versus
top decks a Gurmag Angler Terry.
Oh, he'll love that.
Terry,
one.
his Delvers just flip and he doesn't even have to try.
This Planeswalker name.
Terry.
We've got Paul the Legend Berman.
Paul the Legend not playing lands, Berman.
Playing not lands. Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. That'll be an interesting finals match. And then
does he have Karn's main?
I don't know.
We could ask.
I like Karn in that deck.
Here, I'll message him.
But we have a little bit of a wait before we get to round 4. We probably have a bunch of other matches that are still in game 2, actually, at this point. Since we have 20 players tonight. So you get to hang out with us. I will show you an altar, is what I'll do.
You're going to post one right now?
Yeah, just for you guys. This is a new version of something old.
Okay. I'm going to ask Paul if he's playing Karn.
So somebody messaged me and requested this, and so it's a it should look familiar if you guys have seen my altars before.
So Paul says that he is playing Karn, but it only out of the sideboard, and he hasn't gotten to play one today.
There they are.
Right.
So I've actually got these as like the header on my Facebook page. These are some full arts I've done, but these are 2 new versions of it. This is a commission for somebody that just plays with 2 of them in a deck, and wanted something very similar. So I came up with 2 new sketches for him. These are fun. I don't do a lot of these because most of what I do, I'm using the existing art and somehow making them tournament playable, whereas these probably wouldn't be. These are kind of fun also that I get to cut off
these are probably playable in a Legacy event like this.
Yeah, I would think so. Mm-hmm. It's pretty clearly what the card is, and I actually came up with a mock-up of a Souls token as well.
Okay,
but
that's cool.
It ends up being pretty pricey for a token. I like how clean these cards are when you cut off the flavor text and the card type. Mm-hmm. I've seen quite a bit of EDH cards where they do that, and it's a cool effect.
Yeah, it looks really good.
And then my most recent one, it goes way back, is these Force of Wills. I've shown these a couple times now, and I'm gonna do some Baleful Strixes for this client next. So something similar, but on a Strix. Anyway, that's all. I've got a bunch of Reanimator cards coming up next, all in a similar theme, and they should be pretty fun. But yeah, there's some altars, and I guess we can go back to this. We don't have anything new out of here to show. No.
Yeah, Ingenuity. I understand that like missing a duel is kind of a big deal, and it can take a while to actually get to the point where you have everything you need for a deck. Don't get me wrong. I understand. I've been there. I can't say I make a ton of money either, but you just stick with it, save up some money, you'll get there. The way that I've gotten most of my cards was trading in bulk. I had so much of it. Like I had so much bulk, and instead of like just selling it to random people or like at bulk prices, I actually like went through, figured out what was bulk, what wasn't, and I got like I got every single dollar that I could possibly get for getting rid of all those cards. And that's how I bought into Legacy.
Normally in between rounds I talk about This Week in Legacy. That's kind of a MTG Goldfish article.
Yeah.
We've already done that. We did that last Friday, but real quick we can jump back to them. It's kind of the last big Legacy tournament was GP Birmingham, and they did a good job of breaking down the top 8 and some of the more interesting decks there. So we'll just quickly look at that again.
Let's do it.
The top 8 from that was this Dragon Stompy, which is really mono red prison.
Yep.
And then there's some Grixis Delvers, of course. There's a Steel Stompy, which is probably pretty close to what Paul's playing today.
Dredge. The deck seems to be picking up some steam. Like more and more people are figuring that out.
I like looking at this visual view for you guys here. The fun stuff here is there's 2 Karns. It looks like they just cut 2 Chandras for that, and I'm not sure if that's correct. Jorgensen's in our chat and was often he plays a deck similar to this, and he knows better than I do, right? So he was saying he'd probably keep 4 Chandra somehow, and maybe find room for the cards elsewhere.
You might not need to, Pia. They're really good though.
Right. So I'm not sure if that's the correct thing or not. Mm-hmm. The deck's really strong. It's really good against a lot of decks. Having 8 Blood Moon effects that can come down as early as turn 1, and if not, then you can bridge as a way, and Trinisphere shutting down the other decks. That's really good. And if all of those things fail, Chalice on 1 is really good as well, and you can do that off of 8 soul lands, or you're going just Mountain Spirit Guide Chalice, and that shuts down a lot of decks. And if it's not Mountain Spirit Guide, it's Mountain Chrome Mox Chalice. Like it's pretty redundant in its ability to lock out a lot of decks. And then you can we've seen this happen where Goblin Rabblemaster can end games really fast, right?
Very quickly. If it goes unanswered. And that's like one of the biggest things about this deck is people don't keep in all their removal to deal with these 8 little creatures. If you care about Magus, then you'll keep in removal. But if you don't, then it's kind of hard to justify it. So sometimes you'll just see Rabblemaster coming in on turn 1 and start getting it in.
I'm not sure that this sideboard is correct either. Here's this deck that maybe the Karn selection isn't exactly correct, and so the 60 isn't correct, but the 75, 4 fairies, 3 of these Scab Clans.
Scab Clan Berserker. Isn't that the card that like? Isn't it like kind of like Eidolon? except it's just for the opponent. I can't remember.
So it shuts down Storm, but only after it's renowned. But it's going to be renowned.
Yeah, it's going to be renowned pretty fast.
And it shuts down some other things as well. You don't like Karn at all in the deck?
I don't love Karn in this deck. It's definitely not better than Chandra.
But you can play Karn through a Blood Moon. I'm just kidding.
You sure can.
Right.
There's Hackburt.
So after that, we've got here's still Stompy deck. This gives you a pretty good idea of what Paul is playing. I'm not sure it's his exact 75 though. He maybe is doing something a little differently. Inventor's Fair is kind of interesting in that it lets you tutor for Jitte or any other artifact if you really want. The author of the article says maybe there'd be room for a sword of Fire and Ice or a sword of something else, and there isn't one in here. This deck has 2 Karn in the sideboard. And did Paul answer whether he's playing?
He's playing in the sideboard. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, QC. I think it's really good in Stompy, and I think it's really good in Tezzeret. Yep. I got to test it out in Tezzeret, and I was so impressed I want a second one. I was only playing one last week, or on Friday, and when you get to like plus, and then you just go minus, and just like, these are not like 2/2s and 3/3s.
Yeah, they get very quick.
In Tezzeret, they're like 5/5s and 6/6s. They're so good.
This build is playing 2 Etched Champion, which is kind of, the author says, is kind of like a True Name Nemesis in this deck.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of weird, I think, but okay. It top dated, right? Nice.
Yeah.
On Hipsters of the Coast, they're going to have the winner.
I think he's a great person to interview. Like,
with this mono red deck.
Yeah, I actually watched his, like, they interviewed him after he won and stuff. It's pretty unique because I feel like most times, especially in the last couple of years, I've noticed that most of the people who are winning these tournaments are probably between the age of like 20 and, I don't know, 40, I guess. And he even said in his interview, he's like, yeah, like, you don't get a lot of people my age winning these tournaments, because he's like in his mid-50s or whatever, right. Which I think was pretty cool. Because age really shouldn't matter.
This is another deck that topped, and I like this deck. It's got 2 casts, and I'm not sure that it's great. It's good enough, right? You're playing a Grixis control shell with Baleful Strix and Hymns, some K commands, and then you throw in 2 Kesses as well, which can be a finisher. I found every time that I've played Kess, if it's not answered right away, I'm probably winning. But that's usually the case with Jace as well. And that's kind of this. I'm not saying that you're going to have 4 Jaces in this deck, but when it's a 4-mana spell, you're probably wanting to play something like a Jace in this spot. And this deck is kind of weird in that it doesn't have any Gitaxian Probes, which I found was nice when I was playing Kess, because you have something to do on turn 4. If you drop Kess on turn 4, you can play Probe from your graveyard for mana, or for life. But I'm no expert on Kess. Don't think it should be more of a 1-up. Yeah, that makes sense. This deck also has a Search for Azcanta, which is kind of cute, and probably pretty strong when it happens. I like Chandra out of the board. Chandra, I played a deck similar to this, and against Miracles I was able to bring in a Chandra and win because I was able to land it. Right. It can't get Hydroblasted, and it's really strong. That's I don't know. I've already talked about all these decks, but
no, but more on his. Yeah, he was super humble during his interview, but for sure, Captain QC, like, eventually we're just gonna slow down, right? That's just the way humans work.
So looks like we still have 10 minutes in the round, and our bit battle. I'm still reigning champion.
Yeah, you are
at a whopping 96.
96.
So. Yep.
Bits worth of cheers, huh?
Hackbert, the mental stamina thing, I heavily debated whether to play Grixis versus Blue-Red Delver, right, back in Seattle, because of that very thing, because I thought, even if I know Grixis better, would I be able to last several rounds through with it? Mm-hmm. And it didn't end up mattering, but I guess I showed that I wasn't even able to last 5 rounds at the Mox with it. So the thing, the last comment about Kess, I like the card. It's fun.
Yes.
I think it's fun to play with, which is more something than like a True Name Nemesis. Nick Fit is notoriously hard to play in larger tournaments.
Just Nick Fit in
general. Oh, Nick Fit. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yep.
Great, Will.
Yeah.
I get tired after 3 rounds. Dude, me too. Not only that, but GPs, like, I don't do well in GPs.
If I had gotten matchups that I expected, I think I would have done all right. Going round 1 versus Burn, that was rough. Round 2 versus a what was it? It was a energy field deck. That was rough. Well, I guess it was flipped. Energy field was round 1, and then Burn round 2.
That is a weird first 2 rounds.
What's your record, Sir Food Chain Player?
I took a loss round 1 because I wasn't playing.
Woo!
And then
way to go, Bryce.
It was odd, so I just dropped his last round. So I beat Ryan. He was on blue Nick Fit.
Yeah, he told me he was playing Nick Fit today.
Yeah, he was playing Bug Nick Fit, so I beat Ryan on Bug Nick Fit. So I'm 1-1. And I played against Elves, and I got him game 1. I had Force of Will, Baleful Strix in hand with like everything in play, Manipulate Faded, and I go Food Chain, and then I'm like, do I keep this Force of Will or do I Baleful Strix and try and just win here? And it's kind of obvious what I did, because this thing. And I drew the Walking Bliss off top and won game 1. Game 2, he's just like, and combo you, and I'm like, and then game 3 was the same thing. He's like, combo you, and I'm just like, yeah.
Oh,
he had 7 creatures in play at the time. So, 1-2, and then I dropped to make it even. Cool. So I'm just chilling. I'm gonna go and play Classic with myself.
That sounds super exciting.
Well, I'll find someone that's done between rounds or whatever. And
we can play Classic on camera.
We actually could.
Right here.
We could.
Right now.
We could.
Nobody's playing right now.
Yeah, we've got 7 minutes to kill, and we've killed all of the killing I can kill.
You've done a lot of killing.
I've shown cards and I've talked about.
We've actually tried out Classic on camera before,
and it actually works really.
It actually works really
well. It's super well.
Have you guys heard of Classic? Most of you.
We should stream some Classic
should we do
games.
Should we do a 5-minute demo?
Yeah, let's do it real quick.
Who's gonna play against me?
You guys go play.
It would be me.
And you're gonna commentate.
I'll commentate on Classic.
Okay,
this is awesome.
All right, for the first time in the history of Tuesday Night Legacy, you guys are gonna see Classic on camera. This is a fun board game. It's available all over the place. You can find it on Amazon, and you can pick it up at Target. And my kids enjoy playing it. It's kind of like a weird mix of air hockey, but on a much smaller version. And we'll see if these guys can. You can set it up really quick. This is what the board looks like. You reach underneath the table. It's elevated about 4 inches off the table, and you reach underneath and hold a magnetic little rod that holds the hockey stick, I guess, or the puck. No, it doesn't make sense. You'll see. It looks like a bishop in a. So right now they're just leveling the game. It looks like a bishop in a chessboard. That little black thing is their piece. The white things floating in the middle there, they call them biscuits. If you get 2 of those, they're magnetic. If you get 2 of them attached to your guy, you lose a point. If you obviously get the ball into the blue circle, you gain a point, right? You lose a point if it goes in yours. And similarly, if you get your own guy inside the blue circle, it makes a nice sound, and that's where the name of the game, I believe, comes from. and you lose a point that way as well. So there's 3 different ways to get points. Sometimes the biscuits get knocked off the table, and that's fine. You just pick them back up for the next point and reset. You serve from the corner. That's where the little half circles come from. So Kyer is up right now, 1-0. That's what the little blue chips are on the side. It just keeps score, much like an air hockey table. So there's kind of a lot going on. You use your peripheral vision to kind of keep track of things, and while also playing angles, much like you would in air hockey. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. If you enjoy watching this in between rounds while we have no magic to actually show you. You get 1 Phyrexian tower each time you score. Wait, what? Kyer's pretty good at this game. He was the one that kind of got everybody onto it, but Brian is by no means bad. Brian now scores, and they reset. How old are the kids that like it? So my kids are 8 and 6, and I can handily beat them in it, but they can play each other and enjoy it. But I found that it's older people that enjoy this game more in the store. When we had it out initially, we just have some of these sitting out, and in between rounds, Magic players would just love to battle with it. It was great. There's some fun challenge to it for sure. So now I got to get my commentator game on here. I haven't actually been. I don't know. Can you commentate live on this like it's a hockey game? Kyer scores. He gets it in there perfectly. Brian misses the block horribly. I don't know. Kyer hits a biscuit. Brian knocks a biscuit off. Now Brian has 2 biscuits to deal with. So that corner's blocked off entirely. Go. Not yet. Kyer's leading this match 4-3. Looks like biscuits are bouncing all over the place. And players are using the sidewalls on every hit. And Kyer scores a goal. Goes up 5-3. Oh, the intensity. It's so intense. Chat, you're intense. Nobody's saying anything. Or I'm just... Oh! Mine are 6 and 8 too. Oh. We all have kids about the same age. I've noticed that actually by a lot of Magic players. Which makes sense. We all started playing Magic around the same time. Ooh, Brian almost scores on himself. There's also, I should mention, if you guys haven't seen this game, there's a wall right at the midpoint, so you physically cannot cross it. But if you try to, if you go too fast, your magnet will lose traction. And if you throw your piece and you can't recover it, you lose a point that way as well. That's one other way. Or if you throw your piece entirely off the board, obviously. This is Legacy. Yeah, come on. No kids, money is great. Yeah, sure. Oh, Kyer takes down the game. He goes to 6, and they reset. That's the other fun thing about this game. You can play a whole game. It's best of 6, right? Or no, first to 6. But it's fun to just immediately jump right back into it. Brian scores on himself off of that serve. Legacy has evolved so much. Yeah, this is the no banless Legacy right here. We're just in between rounds, and we had a 5 minutes to kill. So we're showing you guys something here. This is Clask. It's a pretty fun intensity game. It's action filled, and there's kind of a lot to it. This Battlebond stream is great, but wait, what? No, we should have round 4 for you here pretty shortly, but in the meantime, you guys get to enjoy this amazingness that is Clask. Looks like Kyre is very far ahead at 3-0 at the moment. This is going to be a biscuitless game in that 2 of them have already been knocked off, so nobody's going to lose a point that way. Yeah, you guys get to... I mean, me commentating on Clask doesn't get any better than that, right? Right? A lot of back and forth. All the biscuits are gone. Looks like Brian's kind of playing defense at the moment. Kyre's being a little bit... It seems like he's a little bit more on the aggro here. Sometimes it feels that way. Sometimes it feels like you kind of get into a groove where you're playing more defense and the opponent is playing a little bit more offense. And if you've played any air hockey, you'll know what I'm talking about there. But Brian ends up scoring on himself again. That was more his own bad line than Kyre having the direct hit. You can kind of ace on this game as well. You can have a really strong serve and just score right away. It's hard to do that, though, versus an experienced player. And you also can kind of slow roll. You can change the speed of the game as well. Oh, Brian's got one biscuit attached, so now he has to be careful of that one that's... Oh, there it is. So because he got 2 attached to him, he loses the point that way. So now it's 5-0. And he scores on himself. Things are degrading now. The game is devolving, and Kyre got both of those. That was great. We still don't have pairings, but they're gonna.
Jeez, Brian's so easy to beat.
Who's playing him now? Gabe's playing. All right. He kind of lost that last one himself.
He scored on himself a couple of times in the second game, but I mean, he couldn't score on me either. So like, I don't know. In both games, he scored like twice in the first game.
Yeah. So you'll see the difference here. Brian playing against a less experienced player in Gabe.
I have not found somebody at this store who can beat me.
Ooh.
Just saying.
I'm
dead serious about that.
But I've beaten you, but not
best 2 out of 3.
No,
I don't think so. Yeah, I've lost games, but I have never lost best 2 out of 3. Brian can usually get a game on me, but we're both a little rusty. And the fact that he scores on himself and I don't is huge.
Makes a difference.
So, challenge accepted. We'll get down here from
Canada. Whoa! The shutout! Challenge accepted. More exciting than a LANs matchup. That's what this is.
This game is like really, really fun.
Yep. It's fun because you can just pick it up and just play.
Yeah.
And you can understand it and start playing it pretty quickly, even against somebody who's pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take a heck of a lot to get going. Against a pretty experienced player, though, you're going to lose.
I feel like the biggest thing. So Gabe just put his guy in his own goal, which you have to avoid. When you first start playing the game, it's actually like kind of hard to play around getting biscuits on you and putting your own guy in the goal, because there's not like a little fence around your goal that keeps you from dropping into it. You actually lose. Your opponent gets a point when you drop into it.
There's a little bit more going on than air hockey, MC, for sure.
Yes, it's much different than air hockey. I mean, the game, like the rules are similar, but air hockey's too fast.
The basics of it is the same.
Yes.
But they've added the biscuits make a
huge difference.
A big difference.
The difference.
The fact that you have to avoid your own circle is a big difference as well. In air hockey, you often find, at least on the very non-competitive level, that you can kind of just hang out right in front of your goal, and it's a lot harder to do that with this.
Yeah, you can. So like where it says Clask on the board, you'll notice that there's like it's a little worn down right below it. Yeah, you can see where it's worn on the table. Like you really do have to keep your guy away from the goal. So like what you'll do is you'll kind of have this like round motion that you'll use with your hand to keep your guy out of the goal. And there are moments where you actually do need to like move your guy on the back side of your goal to not get a second biscuit onto you.
Yeah, they're not marshmallows. They call them biscuits. They're little plastic pieces with magnets on them.
Magnets in them. Yeah, they're just a little plastic piece.
And the magnet is intentionally not very strong, so you have to get pretty close to it, and you can even have it like bounce off of you without attaching.
Yeah, so like you can actually tell the top from the bottom of the magnet, and you can actually hit the magnets. I didn't really get to show you guys that, but like you get to hit the magnets if you hit it on the backside. Obviously, it'll just stick to you if you try to hit it from the front. But the fact that you can differentiate the back from the top from the bottom, once it's been hit over or whatever, it can matter. You can clear them off your side, and actually you can just hit them onto your opponent if you know what you're doing.
You can see Brian kind of going for that now here, where he's purposely trying to hit biscuits towards Gabe.
He absolutely is.
And again, you can see the skill difference, right? Kyer, quite experienced, knows what he's doing. Brian also does. And here, Brian is up 4-0 at the moment.
I have like a really, really defensive mind state when it comes to playing the game. If you guys notice, like I'm just gonna get Brian on the same shot. Like, the fact that there are like, I feel like there are like 4 basic banks in the game, and then you have like double banks, and then you have like the straight shot. The straight shots are actually really hard to aim. So it's actually easier to bank the ball than it is to
yeah. Your piece is round.
Yeah.
And it's which is the same as air hockey, but it's not
Yeah.
nearly as big as an air hockey puck.
No, it's actually pretty hard to control. So
all right, we got pairings finally going up. Paul versus Terry, as we discussed. So Paul, who's normally on lands, is playing Steel Stompy. Terry playing Grixis Delver. As our backup match, we have Calvin versus Colin.
what's the point of the marshmallows? So they're called biscuits. What they do is they're little magnets. If you get 2 of them on your guy, your opponent gets a point.
Yep. So
and they're only magnetic to your guy. So see how Gabe has one on him right now. If a second one got onto him, then Brian would get that point. That's kind of funny that it says Gabe on the right, but really Gabe's on the left.
Do we want to see Tez as our backup?
Okay. It doesn't matter.
It adds an interesting element to kind of like an early game and then a late game, because the biscuits can get knocked off entirely, or they can get out of... If a biscuit ends up in your circle, it's almost out of play. And it just changes strategies. The game would not be as interesting if it wasn't for the biscuits.
No, and especially once you get 2 people who like really know the defense, like the defensive strategies in the game, it's very, very hard to score. Like it's very hard to score on them. You kind of have to catch them off guard, or you have to consistently put pressure on them. So like make them block like shot, and usually you'll get it like on the 4th or the 5th. And those are kind of the strategies that like go through my mind when I'm playing this. So the biscuits actually matter a ton, because if your opponent is good defensively, sometimes you just need to be able to put biscuits on their side of the board and make it easier. If you can get 1 biscuit onto them, and then you're putting pressure, and then you have like another biscuit on their side of the board, you can figure out what shot is hard for them to block.
Yeah,
it's like there is tons of strategy.
It changes the field of play for your opponent quite a bit.
Yeah.
And you having to play around them is interesting too, because it can be a challenge trying to navigate certain corners or stuff based off of where.
Kyer's going deep on Klask. Oh, you bet. You bet I'm going deep on Klask.
Yep, we got one more round. We've got round 4 of Legacy. Let's get some names up.
Other table. That's TJ.
Show you guys.
Yeah, Gabe's on the other side of that one.
Round 4 with Terry versus.
Grab myself a water real quick. I'll be right back, guys.
Terry versus Paul. Steel Stompy versus Grixis Delver.
I just want to watch this match. We're watching Steel Stompy match, right?
Yeah.
Steel Stompy. Marshmallows are bad, sugar kills you. What's that for? I'm sure it's something that you said, Bryce.
Because somebody said, "Are those marshmallows?" We got a. What's our start time? Would you?
Oh yeah.
Set their timer for them, and maybe just tell me what that timer actually says now, since he didn't update it.
The other timer hasn't started yet.
Oh, okay. That's why we don't have a start time. Now I want s'mores. Hey, there's Nate. Did you not play tonight?
Yeah. Take that chair and back.
Did you come in late?
Yeah, I was just a little late.
Oh. Yeah, I was on camera in round 1.
Ah.
Waiting for them to sell me cards.
Ooh, what are you getting?
Bunch of pre-modern stuff.
Nice. Think that'll be a thing, or you just want it to be?
I'll do it for
Nate
fun.
left us for a minute, then he came back.
I was so hungry, I had to get something to eat.
We had 6 people just leave so they can go and eat dinner.
Well, skip dinner.
What happened in Utah?
There's our timer.
Hey, you want to sit there?
Well, I mean, that's my seat.
There you go.
Sometimes I like sitting in my seat. I don't know.
All right, here we go. Game 1. Looks like.
Okay. What, you here to talk about some Magic or something?
I was going to. I didn't know where you were. I was watching us play Clask when I was at Cafe Rio.
Looks like
Why is that so funny?
Terry Mulligan.
Awesome. Clask is so insane.
You're still so much better than me, it's sad.
I don't know if we have Tez on our backup match. What's our backup match? Gabe on Sneak and Show. TJ on Bug Control. Yeah. Yep. But we'll probably be here for the majority of this round.
I mean, Steel Stompy goes pretty quick against Elver. Also, Terry at the beginning of the tournament was like, "Oh, you mean my buy round, right?" And I'm like, "Actually."
I didn't bring Sweet Chain. I brought Rug, and I lost 2 rounds.
Should have
played against Josh. Josh and I played a couple of games, which I won both.
After the match.
After
the match.
We're like, it's like, you gonna drop? I'm like, yeah, I'm probably gonna drop. It's like, okay, you want to just play now? Because we don't care anyway.
DLC and Captain QC. I'll be playing Tez probably most Fridays now. Most Fridays. So you guys can count on Friday Tezzeret.
I'm supposed to commentate.
Yay! All right, looks like both players went to 6 and Scryed. Terry's on the play with a Deathrite Shaman. Paul gets to do how many things? How many things does he get to do?
I vote 2 things. 3.
Chalice
things.
On 1 things.
Yeah, just 2. I knew it was 2.
All right.
I mean, you had 3 artifacts in play over the course of the turn.
That just shuts down a lot of the things. Terry's Wasteland also doesn't look very strong against the...
An indestructible land?
Yeah. Are you getting results with the Tezzeret deck?
I only played it on Friday, and I went 3-1. I only lost to Tezzeret, and I was clearly the player who did not draw as well.
Was that
I lost to David. David Christensen. Yeah, Remy also went 3-1, and so did David. All of us went there were 3 Tezzeret decks on Friday, and all 3 of us went 3-1.
There were 2 tonight.
I do love DRS.
Tim was borrowing yours.
Oh yeah, Tim was borrowing mine. Yeah, that's right.
So Terry's in trouble. The Chalice on 1, I'm sure he would have used Force of Will, but he just drew that Delver, so he didn't have another blue card.
And he Force of Will the Vault Scourge?
Yeah. When there's nothing else to do, he's just going to play a Deathrite Shaman into his graveyard.
Yeah, Ingenuity. I actually do have a list. Here, let me see if I can get that into chat real quick. I have 2 people. I have 2 people that.
Why don't you stream it on the store? On the store.
What?
On MTG.
Magic Online.
I could stream it in store. That's something I haven't done in a minute.
It's been a long time since
Yeah.
Look at this guy working up to his Gurmag.
Yeah, so the only reason he's doing this is just to make Gurmag Angler work.
Yeah, because once he's put it right in the page.
I accept. Terry's like, no.
Here, Ingenuity, I'll put it in chat, but just to let you guys know, I'm not done with it. This is just the version I played.
I checked in a little bit on Friday and saw that.
Yeah. It's not.
Were, I think 2-1
or
maybe at that point.
Yeah, I need to get like a couple of Trinispheres. I also feel like there's another sideboard card I need. And then I really, really liked Karn, and I want to go up to a second Karn.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I love swinging in for 7 freaking moves.
Oh, do you...
stuff here.
Yeah.
Just what's going on here.
Yeah, look, cards. Smash.
Come down and just be the total.
I'm not sure he actually has a Gurmag Angler in hand, does he?
Oh, I just assumed I guess it must have just been like.
I think he was just filling because that was the only thing to do. Yeah. There it is. It's a link to a deck.
Going for the true name there.
Oh yeah, my screen name's Embreth, so you can check that link there. Ingenuity. This should work. Maybe not.
There's a Gurmag Angler.
And that preserves graveyard for the second one, which you will force draw.
Which of course.
Couldn't go any other way.
Nate's only a little bit upset about these free spells in Legacy.
The Deathrat Shaman attack there? Is that what that was?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Is this Paul the Legend? Yes.
Yep, this is his other deck.
That he borrows from me.
Ah.
He told me to build it online, and I 5-0'd it.
Just gonna trade here.
Is that because I breathe electromagnetic waves? Actually, no. Embreth was something I made up when I was. It was like a word I made up when I was in like elementary school, and I still think it's cool. So I just have kept it.
Do you? Wait, you made up the word Embreth. I was about to comment on the game. 6K deck. Are you talking about Paul's Lands deck?
No, my Tezzeret deck.
Oh, your Tezzeret deck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, it's Tony. You should trade me that Trinisphere then. My car is only worth 2K. Yeah, you should hear what my cube's worth then.
All right. So Paul gets
an early Chalice followed up by like a consistent amount of pressure. That's pretty hard to beat.
That is Steel Stomp.
Do you want to give these players names? It's Gabe on the left and TJ on the right. Lost Mystery, good night.
Already.
Look me up with Phyrexian Tower. He says.
There's a Phyrexian Tower sitting over here.
Hook you up with a Phyrexian Tower? No, I need those for Nyx Fit.
Yeah.
But it's going to get reprinted.
Phyrexian Tower?
I don't want a reprinted one. I want my.
We're just joking because all of the Nyx Fit cards are being put into this next Battle Bomb thing.
Oh, except it's Arena Rector instead of Academy.
Right. That's the closest I could get.
Like,
all right, so this is round 4.
Stop talking. Okay. Okay, you can talk now.
Oh, okay.
How is a Tez deck 6K? What's in it? Like the Abyss?
Mox Diamonds.
Mox Diamonds.
All the Soul Lands.
Yeah, so 3 Ancient Tombs, 2 City of Traders, 2 Underground Sea, 2 Volcanics, 1 Badlands. And then actually that value is not even accounting for the foils I have.
Yeah, Tezzeret Agent of Gloss is
they're like 40.
Is that a Grizzlebrand on Gabe's
yes.
field?
Yeah.
So he's
just showing
he's already won. Okay.
Pretty sure.
Lost Mystery says it's never getting reprinted.
It is. It's
Tower?
Okay.
Phyrexian Tower.
Leovold. I think you just get to respond by drawing 7 first.
I would definitely draw 7.
Yeah.
Lightning bolt me, I dare you.
He was at 17, so.
well, it's like it says Understanding Grizzlebrand. If you have Grizzlebrand in play, you should probably draw 7.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he'll just force that.
Yeah. Oh, look. I drew an answer.
Oh, look, Griselbrand. The
Found
easiest
it.
card to play in Legacy.
Somebody does something and you're just like, oh, I should probably draw cards.
I got this out. I might as well use it.
I don't know about you guys. Maybe 7 cards in my hand would be worth it.
His deck sucks though, because his 7 wasn't Food Chain, Squee, and Walking Ballista exactly.
Correct.
My round 3 opponent got all mad at Nate for not playing Squee.
Oh yeah. I'll just put out this sneak attack, and I probably should draw some cards
Lotus
first.
Petal, Evercool, come on.
Yeah. He's playing it safe.
Block.
Oh, I've got a Death Touch thing here. Again, you could draw cards before. Oh well.
That might not be the right thing to do though. His life total.
I mean, you attack for life total there, right? Like that's like the
If he's got the answer in hand, then sure. Oh, he does. He's got Emrakul's right there.
Yeah,
right?
this next turn he just gets to sneak in Emrakul
Yeah.
in the game.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool ponder there, TJ. I don't think it's going to win you this game.
Guess what Ponder doesn't beat? Emrakul.
An Emrakul, yeah.
It does if it finds exactly Frozen Grip here? Or
Yeah, I guess the only thing that could happen to him is they could accidentally lose somehow. Like somehow he's at what was he at 9? Somehow TJ has some sort of weird card and he wins the game
with 1 month.
Well, yeah, I think both of his death rights were live, and I think there's a land something in the graveyard, so he could have killed him too.
Hackbert went to see what he could trade in his car for. It's a little more than my legacy deck.
Oh, just
yeah.
All right, we're jumping back.
You couldn't get my foil food chain deck, so that's all it really matters.
Back to Steel Stompy versus Grixis Delver. Terry's on the play, and
what are you gonna do?
Paul goes turn 1 Chalice. Terry has a Daze.
Okay.
He floats a blue, but doesn't use it.
Draws another land.
Wasteland. Yep.
Okay.
I think this is right.
Yeah, cutting off the soul land usually right.
The best card in this matchup.
I just feel like so many Chalice hands are not good if the Chalice isn't resolved. And I think so far just yeah.
Yikes.
Oh boy,
Doesn't
no
feel
land,
so good,
no
Paul,
land.
does
Okay.
Nate's not upset about anything.
Doesn't feel so good to get Wasteland every turn, huh?
That's an anger just from playing lands all the time.
Yes.
Oh look, he's showing you.
Yeah.
He's showing you. He's like, look, I can do it too. I mean, he showed us last game, but
Yeah, I think this Wasteland from Paul could have worked, except Terry's got plenty of lands still in his hand.
It's pretty aggressive.
Yeah. Any other land that Paul draws, he's got 7 other soul lands, right? And several other things he can do, but
Guys, I have an idea for the stream next week.
the stream next week.
Every round we add a new commentator.
We add. Oh, so we
So
just
it starts solo, and then Bryce shows
Well,
up.
hold on. I thought you were still in the tournament.
Oh no, I dropped this.
we'll have to flip the desk around again.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah.
But that would be pretty funny to add commentators so that round 4 it's all 4 of us or whatever.
So who has to do a round alone?
You do.
Me.
we can squeeze you in
Or we
here
can
if you want to
put
get
you
on.
So you can get
No,
back.
no. I want to be the off-camera voice.
Ah.
I'm the narrator.
Terry gets down to Delver, which probably is just going to win the game.
Probably.
That's my guess.
Felt like a salty waste from Paul. He's like,
It's a land.
yeah. Well, I don't need
Okay.
mana.
Okay.
Okay, days it.
No
Got
days.
him.
No, days is for good spells.
Brainstorm.
Like the best card in that deck.
Flips over and swings.
Brian, I don't care how good Steel Stompy gets. I will never stop talking crap on it.
You can continue to talk crap
That
on
doesn't look
it.
so good now.
Oh, jeez.
There's a Grim Lavamancer, which probably will just kill everything that Paul's plays for the rest of the
Come
game.
on, Paul, Walking Ballista.
Oh,
It's a wasteland.
Do you have it?
he's got
You gotta trade it off here.
He's getting
picking,
dazed. He's getting
choosing.
so dazed. Just boom chakalaka. Dazed.
Come on, chat. What's it going to be? It's a Ballista. And a Brainstorm. In response.
Paul should be playing days.
I don't think you can quite make days work.
Can play days.
And there's no islands.
And no blue mana.
All right.
You lose. You're trading off here, but you keep the one that.
Brainstorm doesn't bind a daze, but Walking Ballista kills the Grim Lavamancer.
Does that have 4 Walking Ballistas in that? Forget.
Yeah, it does.
Walking Ballista is the actual best card in the deck.
It pushes mana pretty hard.
All right.
Hiding the draws from the camera.
I flashed my whole hand. Like I think Crystal saw it on round 1, so I was like, "Oh, the camera needs to see this hand."
And you're like, apparently, so does my opponent.
True name comes down from Terry, and that's a clock.
So Paul was indicating they might plenty though.
He's like, you name you.
Another very fair Magic card that Nate has never been on.
Never had a problem with.
Nope. It's perfectly on board with it.
No, it's
now it's about to get more affordable, and people can start playing foils to rub it in more.
Yeah.
Sorry, the terror.
I think he's just gonna get his 4 and just live with it.
I'm probably gonna get my 4 too. I don't even play it.
Yeah.
It's just like one of those cards where I feel like I should have.
All right, if Paul's going to have a chance of this, he needs to start making that Vault Scourge very big, right?
Yep.
Yeah, very big, very fast.
Northbound Ravager would be pretty good. Now getting lightning bolted.
Terry plays his 9th Brainstorm.
Yep.
It's 30-second Brainstorm, you're right.
You don't like the Veteran Explorer art?
I agree, Hackbert. I am not a fan. Like people are like, look, you can get foil Veteran Explorers, and I'm like, yeah, I am not.
Why would you want any printing but Mirage?
Right? It's
Visions.
It's Weatherlight.
Is it?
Yes.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Veteran Explorers and Weatherlight.
Hey, look, Fort Bolt, win the game.
Did you guys just hear that?
Whatever.
Both of the people that have been
Block.
playing Magic longer than Kyra were wrong about what set it's from.
I meant Mirage Block.
Who let these guys back here? God.
I did think you were still playing them. You were playing when I left.
I was, but I decided to drop to make it even. And I'm kind of done playing.
Lodestone?
Do it.
Or a Ballista?
That's pretty much it.
Doesn't matter? Okay. Those cards would have been great had that Fork Bolt not happened.
The second Fork Bolt's going to be particularly...
I don't think there's a second Fork Bolt.
No, it's also not going to work because he would just kill the Ravager.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the look of the Tyrant for sure.
I mean,
the Tyrant looks good.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's not really a card that needed a reprint,
He's
but it's
swinging
sweet.
for 9 unblockable.
Yeah.
Get him. Got him. Good. All right, we get a game 3 in our finals, guys.
Delverd.
He just needs to land a turn 1 shot.
Just wastelands and delvers and flips and
Ancient Tomb Chalice
to
to
get there.
And then Terry's like, well, this game was fun. I'm glad that we played Magic. I'm glad that we were here for each other.
Real quick, we'll peek at our backup match.
Hackbert's like, I'm ready to cheat Uginsin on turn 2.
We'll show you guys this just while they
Last
finish
Rector?
sideboarding again.
See,
Is Jorgensen in tonight? Jorgensen
Yeah,
watched my
he's
videos.
been
He's
here.
I need to go back and watch it. I can't remember what I was doing. I was probably playing League of Legends instead.
My favorite thing about this set so far is the amazing naming ability. Game plan. Play of the game.
It's all about the
Game plan
game.
do? Sorry.
It's
I don't
just,
really like game plan as a
Chain Lightning
I don't like that
is just
effect on game plan.
it's a stupid name. It's a horrible name. What is the game plan? Let's start over and
This
figure
is
one
all
out.
Random. That's
Well, we're
not
gonna
what
find.
makes
We're
sense.
about to find out, right? You're gonna get 7 new cards, and you're gonna find out.
I mean, it's like a fixed version of Time Spiral. So
The problem is that no one who is involved in developing Magic has ever played sports. So, like, I don't know what any of these things mean.
Or fan
Sports
favorite.
cards, Magic games.
Or the crowd goes wild. Or I'm huddle up. Let's huddle up. What should we do with this huddle up?
You're right.
Let's
You are absolutely right.
both
That's what it
draw
is.
a card.
They're
That's
like, guys,
this is the worst
we need
name ever.
which is sad
Saltwater
because
Stalwart.
it's a really cool card.
What, huddle up?
Huddle up.
Yeah.
I just need to get a stack of the saltwater.
I like the
Stalwarts
art.
and
I
foil.
like what
And
the
whenever I
card
have a
does.
salty
It's
opponent,
cool.
just,
I
like,
like. Yeah,
hand
I
it
even
to
like the
him.
flavor text. It's cool.
The name is horrible.
Be like one.
Yeah.
I hope
What
it's
decision
pretty
should we
stupid.
make?
I don't know. Let's
Yeah,
both
man,
draw
I'm
a
really
card.
into
and find
Stunning
out.
Reversal.
I'm excited about it.
Show me. Oh,
I'm into
the one
any-
that you draw 7 and
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
The
die.
next time you would lose the game, instead draw 7 cards and your
The
life total
Japanese
becomes
of
1.
it was pretty cool. I was reading it like
Yeah, I agree, Gray. Well, it's cheesy, but it's funny.
Right. It is funny.
And, like, why not?
has like like when it comes to the names, it feels a little like the Unset, where like it's noticeably silly.
I mean, there was just a set with pirates and dinosaurs that was like a totally serious set, and then before that they had like gremlins and like weird trains that drove themselves. Like, it's not that far off.
Weird trains that drove themselves.
I'm being salty.
I'm gonna crew my boat with my train.
It's a sports themed set.
It's true. It's true.
I think Stunning Reversal.
At least we know we're going back.
We'll
to
see
Ravnica.
someplace somewhere,
Or
at least it'll be tried.
I'm
not sure if it's
For
big enough,
9
though.
sets.
For 26
We're
sets.
on Ravnica until the sales numbers turn around, everybody.
That's pretty much what Ravnica's used for. They're like, okay, guys, the numbers are starting to go down again. Let's go back to our savior, Ravnica.
Or Innistrad.
Or Innistrad, yeah.
City of Traders.
Return to Innistrad. And you're just like, guys, the Hellvault's already broken. Everyone's dead. There's nothing to do on this plane.
Anyway, to answer Nikos' question, here's what you do with Stunning Reversal. You play Final Fortune, and then you just like go to my end step and said I'll draw 7.
Hey, it's instant.
It sounds like a thing.
Not instant.
Hackbert wants a topic change.
Uh-oh.
Why?
Do any of you guys follow Great Designer Search Story?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, Lost Mystery. We've definitely seen Arena Rector. We've talked about it a little during this stream.
Just a little bit. Like
Yeah, we've absolutely talked about it.
We killed it.
Thorn of Amethyst.
It's intriguing. You can go back and hear all of our amazing commentary where we really analyze the card.
If you want to look back at the VOD when we're done, we talked about it after round 1.
You know what's really good in this situation? Any creature. Okay. Terry didn't have a turn 1 creature, which is nice for Paul. I never really liked Thorn of Amethyst in this matchup.
It's a weird one. I usually sideboard it out, but I can understand why I would keep it in for this.
Final Fortune is better with Sundial.
Is that the one that ends your turn?
Yeah. You just, there's so, like, what's it called? Also combos with Final Fortune. That Time Twister, but instead the turn ends.
Days Undoing?
Yeah, I always liked that idea. Tried to like build a blue-red Delver with that, like shuffle all my Stifles back in.
Leave it to Nate.
Because stifling 4 times is not enough.
Alright, Wasteland takes out the Ancient Tomb, but there's a Steel Overseer on the board.
Paul didn't play a land last turn.
Yeah. So Paul needs to draw a land relatively soon. I make that a 2/2.
Terry's like, I'm gonna beat you to put that counter on.
Okay.
That's not a land.
25 lands?
21 now. Well, including Opals and Lotus Petals?
Yeah. Opal
There's 21 lands.
Oh, we can't get an Opal to play.
Yeah.
Or Lotus Petal.
Yep.
So, yeah.
If you want more Stifles, play Trick Mind. Or Blind. Or Squills.
Yeah, because you could stifle the Final Fortune trigger, and then you always just stifle your opponent into the Stone Age.
Or Disallow.
Yeah, Disallow. 3 mana in Legacy.
That's a lot.
Anyway, I do
Still
think
does it.
There's going to be some wacky combo deck that uses Dramatic Reversal. Wait.
Stunning Reversal.
Stunning Reversal. They also...
It's literally right here on screen.
No, but Dramatic
not
Reversal
fatally
is actually
pushed.
a card.
Or Void Slime. Yeah, exactly. I was trying to think of the green-blue one. I was like, okay.
Hey, it's a True Nemesis.
That's not a land either. Oh, Paul.
Paul's losing game 3 here to never drawing another land.
I don't think he's lost yet. Terry really needs to kill this before...
It becomes a 4/4?
Yeah.
I mean, if he has any fatal pushes. The thing is
but
Terry wins the race. Because Paul already dealt
Is down to... Oh, because he's down to 13. Yeah, you're right.
And he'll get to start Young Pyromancing or Gurmag Anglering or something here soon.
Yeah, jump block it 1 or 2 turns and the game's just over.
Paul didn't draw a land here, so 1, 2, 3, 4. How many cards are in his hand? 7?
8.
Paul, so
8.
it's
so 10, 11,
5
12.
turns. If Paul attacks right now, he wins the race. If Terry doesn't play anything else.
But Terry could have Lightning Bolt.
Everyone quiet.
Or
I'm not wrong.
No, he's not. If he had nothing, you're right.
Yikes.
Ancient Grudge.
Oh, Ancient Grudge. I was like, I thought that was good. Okay.
I thought it was Pyro.
You're like, yeah, Pyroblast, that's still over here.
There we go. That was good.
Yeah, Ancient Grudge seems a little good against this deck. Remember that
Now
time
Paul needs
when...
to draw...
Shut your face.
Remember that time?
You shut your mouth.
I just say remember that time, and Brian like freaks out, and he's like,
well, that time was literally 10 minutes ago, and you said no matter what, you're still gonna make fun of the deck that
well, come on. Last time I played against it, it was like not even a match. The deck's so bad. Even though it's 3-1.
The voice from the ether. You're the voice from the ether at the moment.
Whoa.
The voice from the ether is definitely wrong.
Oh, that's Brian.
Where's Jorgensen?
You can call the
Jorgensen
voice from
will
the
back
ether,
me up.
Brian.
That's what Kyra calls all the voices in his head.
Yeah. Like, dang it, Brian!
All right, there's no way Paul comes back from
Yeah,
this at this
no.
point, right? Yeah, this is definitely. We'll watch the end though.
Why?
There's going to be some true names and some
This is
delvers
painful for
because
me.
it's enjoyable if
ruining my
you're a
life.
delver player to watch
I
this
don't
happen,
wanna
right?
see my deck lose.
Too late.
It's not going to draw another
Well, now he's
land.
gonna get the game lost for drawing
All right.
cards.
Oh, okay.
Terry gets it. As our backup match, we have this Sultai Control versus Sneak and Show. We're definitely on game 2 or 3.
Game 2.
This looks like game 2 to me, but wow, TJ is really far ahead. The Biscuits game was better.
You guys got to see a little bit of
He
a
just wants to watch class.
Clask, yeah.
How about this? How about
Solid
this?
Biscuits.
We should if we ever have 10 minutes or more, we
Pull out
we
Clask
should
and
pull
play.
we should pull out Clask.
Sure.
If people are if like a lot of people are opposed to it, then
I think a lot of
but
people would be fine just watching class.
it's more exciting than sitting here and watching us flounder for 10 minutes. It's also better than us putting 10 minutes of ads up.
It's also better than that, absolutely.
Goodness
I mean, we
gracious.
have 60 people in chat right now. They're here because we played class, trying to talk about.
Yeah,
I don't even know
it's
what
the
you're
only-
trying to talk about.
it's
at
the
end of
only
that, right?
reason.
You're just like lost. You were this little like puppy who was like, I don't know where my home is.
Let's talk about these decks again. Yeah. That's what I did.
Again. We got to-
GP Birmingham is old news now.
Right?
So it's still nice
It's
to hear like
relevant.
what
what's
what
that?
people have to say about it.
Maelstrom
Though.
Pulse.
What the garbage face?
Maelstrom Pulse is going to get
What's
Buster
that?
Stormed. And Storm Count is who knows what.
I'm gonna say 2,
He can pay for it.
Yeah.
but it taps him out. Well done, sir.
I don't think that's a large worry at the moment.
Graveyard Order is what keeps us separate from the heathens.
Yeah, that's right.
Or the modern players, as they're generally called.
Keeps us
Who
separate
was
from the
playing with
dredge
me, like,
players.
Graveyard Order was off, and I was like, Graveyard Order was
Try hard. Welcome.
I don't know, HC Fox is always, like, literally, he'll tilt the entire chat if Graveyard Order is out of order.
Yeah.
But he's not
Okay, you scry 2. Scry 2.
Don't encourage Bryce, please. I came for the magic, and I stay for the bad jokes. Captain
Wasn't
QC gets
the
all
class.
defensive. Do not
Captain QC just knows how far it goes because he's.
do not say nice things to Bryce.
If you haven't seen Success Chat in our Discord, you are missing out on some of the most prime jokes.
It's like feeding the birds. They'll keep coming back.
Now let's see if Gabe next leveled TJ by keeping a good card on top. Because
Ooh. Him to Turok coming down.
don't brainstorm.
Okay.
I mean, Graveyard's still out of order.
Oh wait, no.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what else happens in this game.
Don't encourage Bryce. Hackbert goes this times 1,000.
I'm a seagull now, huh?
Here we go.
Uh-huh.
Mine.
That reminds me of Finding Nemo, exactly. Mine?
Take 5.
Mine?
Down to 3.
I mean, Bryce
Come on,
is
Gabe,
basically
go to the next game.
the little niece or whatever that shakes the. Why are you sleeping?
And like Seagull eats KFC out of garbage cans. Is all of this accurate?
Bryce eats KFC out of garbage cans?
No, I haven't denied it yet.
Bryce is like, it was one time.
That's all it takes, Bryce.
All right, TJ gets that one. So is that 1-1?
Let's see if it was game 2 or 3 right now.
Yeah.
We will.
It's either 1-1 or because Gabe won game 1, right?
All we know is that TJ has a win.
Then we know that Gabe won game 1 because
Oh, did
the
he?
Emberfall thing, the whole Emberfall nastiness with Crystal Brand. It's like, well, like,
Oh, that's right.
cards.
Man,
and then you have people talking about
chat
KFC.
got on KFC today. You know what I am though? I'm still in the lead
I haven't
on
had KFC in at least a year and a half. It was not the
Just get
last
the
time I was
famous
in Taiwan. The time
What is the famous bowl?
Dude, it's
Oh,
famous.
no,
Are you
no,
serious?
had it
I have
last
no
year at
idea.
Gen Con,
Oh, KFC?
Yeah.
I haven't had KFC in a long time.
Me either.
but it had been a while, but then I ate it at Gen Con.
That doesn't imply that I like eat well. It just KFC in Provo. So like,
Is there not?
is there?
Isn't there?
No, I don't think so. There might be one in Orem, which is basically where I go for food anyway.
I mean,
Mashed potatoes, gravy, popcorn, chicken, and corn.
have you
It
had,
really-
have you had Oh My yet?
It's
Oh yeah,
delicious.
I love
Oh
Omai.
my goodness. I mean, it's Orem.
I love how people use
That's what-
KFC as like an insult. Ah, Bryce, this is the one I like.
Who has the best biscuits between what KFC and like? Where else can you get a biscuit?
Oh, there's a bunch of places. Popeyes does them.
Yep.
Oh, there's a place specific to Utah that does them called Maddox.
Maddox.
But they do
Bojangles?
corn bones. Bojangles is really good. There's like a couple of places that have really good biscuits.
Klosk has good biscuits, but they're not for eating.
Not great. You do throw them at my face a lot, though.
I do. Did I actually hit you in the face with a biscuit?
No, you hit me in the shoulder once
Yeah.
today. But we've definitely
Chick-fil-A
hit each
does
other
have
in the face.
biscuits.
Oh, that's true. They do.
No,
What's
there's
it
totally
called?
KFC.
Starbucks has biscuits.
Starbucks does?
It's,
Yeah, you can get like a southern chicken
it's,
biscuit for
it's
breakfast.
down by Provo Town Center Mall.
Oh yeah, that's
I mean,
yeah. It goes down there. I was down there. Earlier today.
I do because I live close to
I know. I was. My daughter has gymnastics down there.
It's because it's all just industrial parks and malls. And
Hey, Utah, KFC, D's Nuts, Pop Guys. Oh, yeah, 'cause you're from Alabama. No, wouldn't you just go to
Popeyes is
like
here in Utah.
literally anywhere else?
Now it is. It used to be.
Now.
Yeah.
But
If you're like in Alabama already, Tony.
I think you can buy the Red Lobster biscuits now just in store, like,
Can you really?
and make them at
yeah, you
home.
can. You can get freezer ones.
I don't get Americans' fascination towards biscuits.
Not even good.
Every time we start talking about something that we like, every time Captain King's just like, Americans.
He probably has
Biscuits and
biscuits like
gravy.
every day. Yeah.
Yeah, he probably does.
Like Canadians are all about poutine and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
And it's like biscuits and gravy is the same thing, except
Yeah,
it's like a flaky breaded thing instead of potatoes covered in cheese and gravy. It's
Right.
like the same thing.
And what the Hackbert just described, the KFC famous bowl is essentially poutine. It's potatoes, gravy, and cheese.
Uh-huh.
The only thing that's not in the poutine is the chicken.
Yeah.
Natural
Don't have
progression,
biscuits
right?
in here.
KFC directly towards hatred on Canadians.
Did I tell you guys about? Everybody tell you guys about Bulk Barn? That's a place in
Look at that
Canada.
fan on.
Here.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to turn it on.
Is it really?
Too much hot air.
Yeah.
This windowless, ventless room.
Well, we have a purifier right behind.
No, it's just funny because of that time they got stuck in here and power went out.
That was so weird.
Oh yeah.
That was just like a week or two ago.
You guys came
Yeah.
around the corner like, what happened? It was so weird.
If you were in here, you would have felt the same
I
way.
know, I know,
It just
I
goes
know.
black, and we're just
I was like, are they
we
locked in
cannot
there?
see
And then like
anything.
right as I said that, you came out.
Yeah.
Because of the lock on the
All right,
door.
Gabe mulligans and pulls out a Leyline of Sanctity.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Can we get a look at TJ's hand? See if he has anything that just got wrecked by that. Yeah, well, I'm almost 35. I had poutine like a week ago.
Do we have a Culver's in Utah
Yes.
Yes,
All over.
we have
Utah.
Culver's.
Oh
recently?
no, it's been
It's been
at
a while.
least a year.
Since
Oh,
I
okay.
lived here, it's been here.
Yeah.
I've never been there.
Really?
Uh-uh.
Oh, it's Wisconsin.
It's pretty good.
Dude, they do cheese curds, and they are excellent. That and their concretes are way better than anything you can get in Utah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Take me to this place.
There's one up.
Nielsen's is almost as good.
I don't love Nielsen's.
There's
There's a
one up on
Culver's, like-
700.
Yeah, there's a Culver's like right around the corner from here. I swear there's one up on 65th.
65th, that might be it.
Really?
I know I stopped
there's
there
one
on the way
super
here.
close.
once
That's
from
like way
Subway.
that's like way close to my house then.
Yeah.
I'm not 62.
It's in that like
They're
where all
like,
the new restaurants are.
they're butter burgers. They butter their buns and grill them, and then they do smash burger. Oh, and they do crinkle cut fries.
It's a good place. I
So-
mean, it's terrible for you.
Teacher resolves a ponder.
Absolutely the worst.
Gabe, a brainstorm on the other side. It looks like he found an Embercool. And does he have a show and tell? We're gonna see an Emrakul this turn.
Doesn't look. Oh, let's see his other ancient tomb.
I think the card hiding.
You don't need to hide cards with that Leyline of Sanctity out. So
there's one on 7165 Bingham and 3370.
So it'll be next turn.
Parkway.
How do you not like beer? There's like hundreds of kinds of beer. There's got to be one you like.
Not even Molson? What about your hometown team?
One's over close to
that must be the one I went to. On the way here once.
The other one's close to 33. Yeah,
and you might as well use your
one of them was actually really
Visagia
close
here.
to me.
they're super good.
Oh, wait. Oh, I know exactly where that is.
Yeah, it's blue. It's blue and white. You walk in.
Oh.
That's down the road. That's down the road from Smith's. Okay.
Culver's is amazing. You should try it.
I should.
Burgers. Oh.
I thought I would go with amazing. It's pretty good.
Hey,
It's good for the kids because they
Some of
also
us-
have ice cream.
some of us grew up in Wisconsin and loved it. And you can't take that away from us.
That is funny. It got
I'm on a Red Prison 4 of Menace tonight.
it got censored. That's funny.
What's it? Somebody actually.
Right here.
Beer is better than poutine is better than biscuits.
Yeah, just poutine
Oh.
got censored.
Their mushroom burger is super
Poutine
solid.
got censored.
Yeah.
Poutine got censored.
Uh-huh. But not. It was typed out earlier.
That's weird. I think it might be because of the arrows and it's all one word.
So Gabe didn't pull the trigger there.
Probably playing around Flusterstorm.
Yeah, but he has a Boseiju in hand, doesn't he?
No, it's an Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb Show and Tell, something to do with Show and Tell, and another card.
He brainstormed it away. He had it.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it's a Gristlebrand. It's the third card. It's
Oh,
either
that
or
doesn't sound
might
like
be the dark one.
He had a
Is that
Boseiju.
Oh, for some reason I thought
I thought he
Glenn
shuffled away
Electro-
another Ancient Tomb.
He had a Boseiju. in his
Ooh,
hand, so-
Maelstrom
okay.
Pulse on that.
Leyline is in.
Which means that if his follow-up is Thoughtseize...
Pretty good. Poutine is a dirty word.
yeah. Or he could have gone Ancient Tomb and then just played Show and Tell that way, and then oh well.
Well, he needs to beat Storm too.
Bangers
Yeah.
and mash is like
So
the
now he can
greatest
play...
breakfast food. Oh, it's the
Yeah.
Nope,
greatest
there's the
season.
Boseiju. Okay,
So why didn't he play that out last turn?
He brainstormed it back to the top of his deck.
Weird.
He hates himself.
Okay.
Alright. Well,
Shows the
that
wasteland
Force
TJ.
of Will in TJ's hand. Unless he can find a Wasteland here. Let's see.
Does TJ play Wasteland?
Yes.
Or a him
Yes.
to Turok, that would work.
Minotaur's pretty decent.
Yeah, any discard spell would also be...
Okay, it depends on what else is on top of Gabe's library, right? Well, Fetchland is not a wasteland.
Yeah, so Wasteland
Mike's trying to get banned
But
again.
I'm pretty sure that I saw him in Torah. If he didn't brainstorm it away when the...
Try hard. Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Anybody else in chat that wants to, give us a follow. That way you can see when we go live. We're here Tuesdays and Friday nights doing Paper Legacy.
It didn't avoid the censors, though, obviously.
Yeah, it was just strangely the way it was
Because
in.
of Alpha Strix.
But he also got timed out for 10 minutes. Somehow. I didn't do it.
Uh-oh.
So, doing greater whatever.
Hackbert timed him out.
Hackbert timed him out? I don't even know how to do that. I'm a modder. I'm going to start timing people out.
Well, no,
Yeah, it's just a
okay,
little
so
icon. It's super easy. We
I-
do it
I-
all the time.
like last time Mikey got banned, it was because he kept talking about limited and saying it was
Yeah.
better than legacy, which is like the worst kind of swear word.
Yeah,
on the
I was
stream.
watching
He
him
banned
do that.
for a year
Yeah.
at one point.
So,
Do,
no, it
do I
wasn't
know
a year.
Mike? Is Mike from Utah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he comes here.
Yeah.
Who's
Mike
that?
Jardine. He's a drafter.
Mike
Oh,
22522.
Legacy one.
Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate all the follows, guys.
A&W down the road from me sells poutine now.
See, he's back. They just unban him. See,
If
remove
you're ever in
timeout.
Boise, there's a place called Bitter Creek Ale House that does poutines. It's
Yeah.
pretty solid.
That's basically Canada anyway, right?
Boise, yeah.
Idaho.
It's like mini
Dog,
Canada.
thanks for the follow.
That in Seattle, right? It's like little Vancouver.
All right, let's see if he pulls the trigger
there's nothing to do
here.
Right? You just jam. If you got it.
Drama.
See, Side Norma knows how to say it. Limited is better than Legacy if you hate Magic.
Actually, do hate Magic.
Boom.
All right, this is an uncounterable show and tell off of Beseju. Showing out.
TJ not.
What is this card that...
I don't recognize either of those
Snapcaster
cards.
Mage.
Oh.
There's
So
Emrakul
is the other
for
one.
Gabe,
Yeah,
and
okay.
Snapcaster.
What edition Emrakul is that?
That is the
Yep.
RPTQ promo.
Yeah.
So he got timed out for 1 second on that one.
You wish your own dish was a little more healthy, Captain QC. My hometown's signature dish is the garbage plate.
Which is...
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
And then we have a To the
Is it-
Slaughter from
what
TJ
meal
taking
do you
out
eat?
So a
the.
garbage
Emrakul.
plate is one of those takeout
Pretty strong.
containers, like a square
That's very strong.
styrofoam takeout container.
Uh-huh.
How did he just do that?
He
To
To the
the
Slaughter
Slaughter.
hit.
Oh, he had a To the Slaughter in his
Yeah.
graveyard?
Yeah.
garbage
plate.
No, he had it in his hand.
The
Oh.
sorcery. Yeah. So you've got your takeout.
So you got,
box.
again, half of it is macaroni salad,
Okay.
half of it is home fries.
Okay.
You put 2 cheeseburgers on top of that, and you cover it with hot sauce. But in Rochester, hot sauce is like really minced meat with like mixed with hot sauce.
Okay.
So it's meat, hot sauce, like a
So it's
spicy
like-
bolognese
it's
on top of that, and then
yeah.
onions and mustard.
There's
And
the
you eat
wasteland.
it you eat it when you're drunk.
I mean, it makes sense as a drunk meal, yeah.
Hey, there's Jorgensen.
It's like the
The garbage plates brought him back.
Number one.
It was milk with maple syrup. Oh dear.
Canadian milk is really milk in a bag. So you guys aren't getting any of these Canada jokes because you didn't grow up in Rochester, New York.
Oh man.
That's pretty cool, though.
Specialties.
You had Canadian milk and you thought of Captain QC. That's
What is our local specialty in Utah? Fry sauce.
all right. Here's a needle either
Fry
naming
sauce is one
Grizzlebrand
of the two
or
that we
Sneak
know.
Attack.
That's also
That's what we're considered. That's like the Utah state food thing.
green jello.
Yep.
What are funeral potatoes? I
But do you
don't
put
know.
milk in your
Are
syrup?
you
I've
serious?
heard of them.
It's
I just don't know what it
it's
is.
Dude,
potatoes
they're
over
good.
Like
They're
it's
really
basically all
good.
rotten potatoes.
Had to go get food. What did I miss? These guys have only been talking about food for about
So
30
you
minutes.
basically- you basically slice them
So
up.
Side,
Yeah.
side
Do
Norma,
like a
actually,
custard
I have
cream
a
covered
roommate
in
who
cheese
has
and
elves
stuff.
and plays
Sometimes
elves,
they'll do
but
like
he's been so
mustard
busy
and
with
stuff.
school
Oh,
lately
okay.
that we
It's
haven't
basically
had a lot of
covered
elves in
mustard.
our meta lately.
They're super good.
Brian played against elves today.
Gabe tried
What was
to
that?
pyroblast
Is that
something
guy's
and
name?
got flustered.
Jay. He was playing
Hydroblasted.
Really? We had another elves player?
Yeah, so
And-
he's just moving back from Grand Junction. Now.
Awesome.
Yeah,
And
And
then-
he watches our stream every once in a while, but his 9-year-old son, once they finish moving out here, will start playing Legacy too. He'll be on Burn.
Really?
Top food is magic underwear?
Kylie also has it, but she doesn't usually show up on
Elves or Burn? Elves?
elves.
Well, and Tony's been AFK for
Yeah. That's what I was talking about. Like, who knows where
Years.
Tony's been?
Oh,
not like 6 months.
is he like around?
Yeah, he was on fire.
Yeah.
Attack
Oh,
with
yeah.
4.
Yeah.
He's just been busy doing other stuff.
Gabe
Got
goes
super
down to
into
10.
Overwatch.
That's pretty good. Ponder's all right.
You were talking about players, but more elf cards. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. He wants more that there were more elves. Period.
Elves is probably one of the most common creature
Top
types.
food is magic underwear. Yep.
That's very true.
I think I'm the only one here wearing magic underwear.
Yeah, I definitely think you are.
I think now there's maybe 2 other people in the store.
Magic environment's not very high
All
on
right.
that. On that.
Magic cards is usually not very high for
What,
magic underwear.
aren't both
wearers.
people on?
Gabe has to draw perfect here. Did he find something off the ponder?
What other unique food things do we have in Utah?
All right.
We have fry sauce.
With fry sauce. I really like the honey butter stuff.
Might have to time out
That is
yourself
actually
there,
pretty
QC.
sweet.
Honey butter and cinnamon honey butter. Oh,
Honey butter's amazing.
honey butter is like the greatest thing ever invented.
Tarmogoyf.
That's one of the things you can just eat straight.
For the
and
win.
not feel bad about it.
Oh no, you feel bad about it.
No, you feel great.
No, 'cause it's like whipped, so it doesn't feel as
And you
heavy.
wonder what you're doing with your life.
Yeah, sneak attack.
Sneak attack.
It's almost there.
Show and tell. Sneak attack. Ha
I wonder if that was worth
And-
burning the. Well, I guess you're just gonna sneak attack.
TJ gets there.
I'm pretty sure he's dead. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he did it.
Okay, pass.
Okay, okay.
So TJ's going to get this 2-1. And that's going to wrap up our
What
Tuesday night
cannibalism?
legacy here.
Let's see.
I can't purge
Maybe
myself.
Your food talks. We're not cannibals down here in the US. Oh, I know.
What if he snuck in Spore Frog?
Yeah.
He just dies anyway.
Guys, thanks for joining us for some Tuesday Night Legacy. We got to see some Steel Stompy versus some Grixis Delvering.
A lot.
Yeah.
That was fun. And Grixis versus Grixis.
And you gotta see Nate play against Eldrazi.
Yeah, you got to see me
some Tezzeret, right?
really mess up.
So we will be back here next Friday. Kyra's going to be playing Tez.
Tezzeret.
I'll probably be on Tezzeret, yeah.
Are we going to stream pre-modern on Thursday?
I don't know.
Let's see if we get a third person to play first. Or something.
We need to get a third person to play before we get casters.
Well, and we'll also have to
Would it
see
be sweet?
I'd probably be casting.
Gets collection of guns. Okay.
I'm not going to play, so I may as well cast.
I mean, we're
You're not gonna- the thing is, no one's gonna know what's going on.
Gold border stuff. So
Yeah.
if you want to play Rexer,
Well, I have that list of decks. It's not like I don't know what's going on. Like
Yeah, but
Most people are
I'm
gonna-
not playing anyone on that list.
well,
I hope Davis isn't.
crap.
I really still kind of want to see if I can figure out a false cure deck. I've got tomorrow.
Well said, Captain QC. I took no offense. By
Yeah,
that.
that can't possibly.
No,
That can't possibly.
no, not directed at,
for you.
an entire country.
All right, good night, everybody. I'm gonna go buy my spiritualist.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us for some Tuesday Night Legacy. We'll
Yeah,
be back here Friday.
Yeah, I think it'll be Brian and Matt will be here commentating on Friday. I'll probably be here playing and.
And thanks for joining us in chat, guys. It's always great when we talk about KFC and Canada in general.
It's kind of what happens when you get 4 people back
Right.
here. We don't usually do that. by the
We
way.
only get off topic occasionally,
Mhm.
but we got to see some pretty decent
Anyway.
magic as well.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Have a great night, guys.
Have a good night.